Hey everyone, it's Manuel, it's your boy. This is a special little Christmas stream because shit went to shit, and we didn't
As it
have any
tends to.
special Christmas streams. Yeah, we didn't have any Christmas streams really because of like it was just bad weeks, and then people had to cancel, then I had to cancel, and then but yeah,
This
this is what this
it's the
is.
holidays. It'd be like that. Comes at
It's
you like a
so
freight train.
it's just so sad. I'm like, last week I was trying my hardest to make last week happen, and then it didn't. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. And then the few podcasts that did happen, there were some issues. Wait, where's
Mm-hmm.
that coming from? Sorry, I'm hearing like distant music from somewhere. But yeah, I'm Manuel. That's Warren. That's Pleiades. And we're gonna shoot the poop. Let me open up Twitch
Shoot the
though.
poop. Shoot the poop. How Manuel is somehow surprised that he's getting ads for things that he hasn't actually like typed into his search browser or anything like that, despite the fact that there's like an Alexa like next to his face.
Yeah, and also I should point that out, and I mentioned this in like the past few times I talked about getting ads because everyone always says, "Oh no, that's a conspiracy theory," and I don't want to sound like a fucking truther or anti-vaxxer because all those are always tied in together. But
I mean, you can be skeptical about something without like thinking the world's flat.
And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think my phone's recording me.
You got a point.
I know that Alexa is recording you. It's not recording. I know Alexa's listening always, and
Sure.
that's not a conspiracy theory. It literally listens.
beat her ass.
Name. Yeah,
not a real person named Alexa, but you know.
I mean, if it wasn't like it wouldn't do what it does.
Yeah. So I really do think that it's like, and I haven't read the terms of service. I'm pretty sure somewhere in there it's all like, yeah.
What the fuck reads the terms of service?
But in fact, I was at the post office yesterday, and I was I was at the post office yesterday mailing out some mail, shit like that, and and there's one of the questions where you can get your. Sorry, I'm just laughing because of the reaction the post office lady had. There's this part at I fucking hate retail, and I hate that. Oh, sorry, this is a minor tangent here. I fucking can't stand retail. I don't know what boomer decided that you need all this extra shit when you check out somewhere, but just fucking
extra stuff, like all the like.
No, you know, basically the GameStop thing. Everyone makes fun of GameStop for that, but that's every store basically. It's like, do you want to upsell this? You want to donate to fucking? By the way, really shady. I ordered a pizza yesterday also from Domino's.
Wow, that is shady.
On the app.
Pizza.
On the app,
Little Caesars.
Hold on.
On Little Caesars.
On the app, when you check out, there's an offer like, oh, do we like to donate $1 or however much it was to like fucking whatever. It doesn't matter what the hell the thing was.
And you're like, fuck them kids.
No, do you know where the don't donate was? The don't donate. You had to scroll up to get to it because it was purposely placed so that like you couldn't deny it.
Mm-hmm.
Most people probably don't even realize you could scroll that because it's not that obvious. I actually was confused. I'm like, do I have to donate? I'll just do this on the desktop. And then I scrolled. I'm like, oh, shady fucking Domino's. And by the way, if you don't know, whenever a company does that, you're not donating to anyone. You're not donating to anyone. What you're doing is you're giving them $1 or $2 or whatever, and everyone else is giving them $1 or $2, and then they take that thousands, maybe millions after a while of dollars, and they donate it as a tax write-off.
That's exactly it. So if you want to give like to charity and all that, do it through your own methods, because you're literally just giving the company a free tax write-off.
Yeah, and I will say this. This is annoying because when I used to work at Party City, and mind you, this isn't exactly hidden from employees either, because at least maybe it is at other stores. But when I worked at Party City, our greedy ass like corporate people were just they needed that tax write-off. Like they would literally, it would all trickle down where they would go to the regional, to the district, to the so-on managers, and we actually would count the donations for each cashier and make a percentage, and they had to hit a percentage. Like it was like GameStop basically, with Party City with donations. I wonder if other stores do that.
They do. But, it's actually a very consistent thing, and so like they won't even for a lot of them, like there's not even like a plus side to them upselling and like getting people to sign up for cards and programs and whatnot.
Plus side is you keep your job. And it's annoying because that kind of shit you can't really control. Like,
And it's like if you're not like doing it like wholeheartedly, like even if it's to like I get like an extra dollar if I upsell somebody on like a credit card or something like that, I'm still way more likely to like do a better job of selling it than if it's like just to keep my job. I'm like, do you understand how little somebody has to try just to not
exactly.
get fired? Is that what you want? It's not
But
a
anyway.
good like.
I was at the post office. That's what the story was about, by the way. I was at the post office, and like they have a million questions they ask you. Some are obvious that they have to ask you, like if it's perishable or whatever. But they have other bullshit
batteries
retail
and shit.
questions. Yeah, they have other bullshit retail questions about like, oh, would you like to buy any stamps? Would you like to make any like get money? I'm like, the fuck, dude? No, don't try to upsell me at the post office. But anyways, and then they have the option, like a lot of places do these days, of course, like since forever, about like, do you want your receipt printed or emailed? And the lady knows me because I'm at the post office a lot, usually because I do like minor eBay selling, like my own shit, nothing crazy. And so I mail out a lot of stuff regularly, not like a ton, not like a million packages, but like 2 a week. And I'm
Enough to
always
like
there.
be
Yeah.
irregular. Yeah.
So she knows I'm gonna say no to all this. So she's clicking through everything fast, and I guess she accidentally hit the email button. And I've never seen this before, but the screen had like, would you? Because I guess they have to read you the terms and service. You have to say yes to the terms and services. So, I don't know what she hit. I guess it was an option like to not that I couldn't read it, and then on the screen everything stopped and it said the postal worker will now read you the terms and services. She was all like, "What the?" Because I can only imagine on her screen it showed this wall of text. You know what I mean?
You could not pay me enough to read out somebody's terms of
Sell
service.
stuff on eBay for still thousands
that.
of dollars. Well, I mentioned this before. Like, I don't like selling. I don't like eBay a lot. I don't like eBay even for selling the few things I do sell. I like to sell like things that make a clear, heavy profit, like video games. But there's
Yeah.
some things. There are some things I know. If I'm gonna sell like a magazine for like $5,
It's not worth it.
exactly,
With
it's
the postage
not
and
worth
everything.
it. Like,
Unless it's
all
like a
the-
collection, but then
Yeah.
like you have to find somebody who's
Yeah.
willing to buy like fucking 5
well, then-
years worth of Nintendo Power magazines, you know?
exactly.
Yeah, and
there's
also
shit
it's like when you
that.
have a friend that wants some of your shit, but you just throw it away, but you don't want to tell everybody. And
and things like
That's a real good point, Warren. Warren, that might be the most lucid thing I've heard on any one of these streams. Damn, that sounds familiar. Wait. Is there another time I heard something like that? I just
I'm sorry.
in the chat, if somebody can like bring it up, please. If they would have heard anything along those lines before, please come forth, child.
And video games are the right level of selling where you get people who are willing to pay money, but not people who are like anal about it. Like, I hate selling like collectibles online because I know this is like, oh, that's part of the game, but I hate like when people like ask a million questions, then they buy it. They're like, oh, you didn't mention there was a scuff at the bottom right corner. I'm gonna take. I actually have people. This is a real conversation. I'm not making this up. Like just making shit out of my off top of my head. It's like, oh, it's a scuff. I gotta take this up with eBay now, unless you want to refund me half the price. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna refund you. Like, what are you talking about?
Like,
they took it up with eBay. They got a full refund. And I'm like, I gotta keep it.
Listen, this is why like anytime, and I'm like much in the similar vein, like where I was just like. I had a bunch of anime figures and I just cleaned out like my whole collection because I was just like, this is dumb. They're just taking up space and I need money. But like literally the thing that I would always put in is just like used but like new or whatever, has no noticeable like flaws or whatever. That way it's just like there's that little asterisk on it. You know what I mean? It's like everything's mostly good. We're good. And yeah, you know it doesn't come with the box. You know it comes like that. And obviously, it's not the full price of like a new figure. So yeah. But also, like on the bright side, I could also confirm that they were all like straight from Japan. Like,
But mind you, like now, I'm not gonna lie. My big issue, not big issue. My big gripe with myself is that a lot of shit that I threw away initially from that storage unit, I could take a book off and got something for, which I ended up doing later on. But at least half the stuff got thrown away, and the other half that I did sell, like, made
Like
me
at least
thousands
half
of
this guy.
dollars. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
kicking
who would have
myself.
guessed? Who would have ever thought?
So I'm kicking myself. Not gonna lie, I'm kicking myself that I left. I mean, even if I lowball it and say it was, even though it was half the stuff, maybe it was only worth half the money. Because who knows? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like, there was a lot more
The
heavy
lady's
hitting
about to
things.
fucking explode,
There
Daniel.
was a lot
I'm
more
going to
heavy-hitting
kill
things I brought later, but and mind you, these are lowball figures. This is like taking to a store and they're just giving you, like, the bare minimum.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm just like leaving thousands of dollars
Tell
on
me
the
more.
table.
Tell me more. No,
That I do
no.
regret.
Leaving it on the table is one thing. You lit it on fire.
Oh yeah, and you don't, and like I even mentioned, like toward like the first set, and literally like the first like round of trash, I kind of just threw it away. You could have dumpster dove that shit, but when I was throwing things away at the second, third, or fourth time, by the fifth or so, because I had to keep going back to this place with so much shit. By the fifth visit, I was selling, but after the first visit, I was pretty much just I was literally basically burning it. Like, I was opening figures and breaking them, and like cutting off cords on things, so that it was literal trash now. Like, it was worth money at some point, but now it's worth nothing to anyone.
It still was worth money, but he just decided that he didn't want to take it.
Bro, I don't like money.
He sabotaged himself and other people. And
What
then
could I ever do with money?
And
then
Money's stupid.
Manuel
What
finds out
is
that he
money?
sabotaged himself. Manuel's like, "What? I sabotaged?" Oh, he's like, "Oh, I sabotaged myself."
Yeah.
Who would have?
And it's
What?
funny because those are the kind of actions that you talk shit about for people who used to work at like GameStop or like stores like that. Like, they'll have stuff and they'll destroy it. They'll destroy it so people don't dumpster dive. And to this day, I think because Nestor, a friend of ours, A to J Connections wise, I mean to say, he tells me stories about shit that they have to destroy at GameStop sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, they'll get like a box cutter and they'll just like cut up the discs, like, the and I don't mean scratch them, I mean cut up the label side so that or and shit like that. Or they'll if they're throwing away well, I don't think they really do strategy guides anymore, but if they're throwing those away, they'll rip them in half, kind of thing, like, like in half this way. Or if they're throwing away a controller, they'll cut the cords like I did, like shit like that. So yeah.
Hey, man, like there has to be a tax write-off you could at least take for that. I don't know.
Well, there are tax write-offs for losses like that, and I think that's what they're taking at that point. But they're also like, I don't know, there has to be there have to be bulk resellers and like that. Like, I don't mean like eBay people. I mean like a lot of electronics. Like, oh, we'll sell it to like somewhere in East Asia, and they'll fucking strip out the silver or some bullshit,
Or there's like programs where it's like, or at least it used to exist, where like there'd be foundations who would like specifically like collect like video games and consoles and junk for kids who are in the hospital.
Yeah. Fuck those kids who GameStop saying.
Fuck them kids. We're terrible.
I just don't understand. 5 trips. It took you 5 trips for that to sink in.
Because there was about.
He's like, I'm wasting money. I'm not throwing away money.
10 trips overall, more or less, and it was about 10 trips overall because that was a lot. Well, to be fair, it was a lot of shit, and like back then, like I wasn't trying to do it all at once. First of all, it was too much to do all at once. Like, it was like, even if I worked hard, but it was like I'd go there for an hour every day because I didn't have that much time back then. I would work and shit like that. I mean, I'm still working now, but I mean, like, it was more heavy schedule wise. So
going through all that shit would definitely take like at least an afternoon. Like,
half the trips were like were trash, and the other half I took the book off. I mean, to be fair, and I do want to reiterate a bit, like some of the shit I threw away was trash, some of it wasn't. And some of the shit that probably was worth money, like I had a bunch of like old horror magazines. I hate selling shit like that because it's all like, it's a weird size. And once again, like I said earlier about like we have Nintendo Powers, who the fuck's gonna buy it for more than a few bucks? And it, like, sure, I'll make $2-3 off of each, and you might be like, yeah, that's $2-3 off of each. You have 100 of them. That's $300. Yeah, that's $300. But you know how much time that's gonna take? My time is probably, not worth that $300.
I mean, it depends. Like that part for me, like that's definitely more speculative than anything else because it's a fucking like old magazine. But there are secondhand like pawn shops or like used game stores who like do actually sell those Nintendo Power magazines. But again, it's not like they're worth a lot.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing, like I could see like just keeping like and just holding it for like 10 or 20 years. And then like later on coming back, but again, then there's a space and all that shit. So it really just
exactly.
depends.
And then it's funny because I thought about that for a few things, and I'm like, no, that's literally what I'm trying not to do. And honestly, I mentioned this before a long time ago, even before the whole storage unit thing. I'm not gonna lie, the funniest part about that storage unit was that I mentioned this back then just to like put the code on. That's a nice big story 2021 for me. That storage unit was a storage unit that I filled when I was like 20, like when I like left when my parents had to move or something like that, and I put all the stuff in there.
Oh, so before the internet.
Almost like that was no, honestly, when I filled it, like eBay was super new. Like I think there was a lot more. It wasn't hard.
That was back when they had the yellow logo or the yellow header, and they honestly, like slowly like changed it to blue.
I know you're joking with me, but honestly, it was so long ago that I remember when I shopped at eBay, I used to use money orders, because I didn't.
That's wow, yeah, that's wild.
I would mail the payment to them, to the people, and then they would
also mystery. You made a very good point. If only somebody on one of these podcast streams had mentioned paying for all the objects and also the shipping.
It's just not worth the time. I don't know. It's not worth the time.
I would have done it. It's just bulk. I just buy the whole thing off you, one lot, done. That's it. I pay for the shipping. I pay for the product, all that shit. You don't have to worry about it after that.
It's a lot of shit, but it was a lot of shit.
Yeah, I said yes.
But
drive me crazy, damn it.
To finish this up, is like I was, because it was so long ago in my head, like things had happened, like everyone's lives had changed in those intervening, like literally, like almost not quite a decade and a half, basically ish, a little less actually, but a decade and a half or so. Of this
more than a decade that you were 20.
Well, it's been more than a decade, yeah. But I mean, a decade. It wasn't exactly 20, but anyways, this shit, like at some point, like my brother.
How long have you been 20?
My brother and my nephew moved the storage unit like 3 times, and the storage unit had been broken into like 5 times over the several years. I honestly thought that this stuff was gone. I used to tell people, and I'm pretty sure like people like Warren, who I've known for a very long time, I've told stories like, oh yeah, I used to have this, but I lost it in a move. But I've said I've used that a lot.
Oh.
And usually what I mean when I lost it in a move, I'm referring to that storage unit basically. And
when you say a storage unit, like can you clarify? You said move storage unit, so like is it literally like a physical solid?
No. I mean like more like years ago, when they were moving, I helped my mom put it. And I actually helped do this part. We took it to like a public storage. I don't know what the fuck it was called. We put it in there, locked it up. But
like how U-Haul has that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Over the intervening decade and a half, it's been moved. It's been broken into, which is crazy. Imagine the rent that was being paid on this. That's like tens of thousands of dollars to store.
I feel like you should be able to sue them for this shit.
I mean, there were insurance payouts or whatever.
Okay,
but
all right.
So this is shit I thought I'd lost. So I was surprised to still see this stuff existing, and it actually came at a really bad time. I mentioned this before in 2020 last year, even before the pandemic. This wasn't a pandemic thing. It was my determination. I was very determined to downsize my life. I wanted to be able to move easily, like to have a small amount of things.
Oh, that's a bitch and a half.
To have a small amount of things to just move, and because even though I'm still, part of me is a little kind of on getting rid of some parts of my collection, so to speak. But I've grown very much like I wish I never bought this shit, like back in the day. Like even though some of the stuff is I'm either making the money back or making more, but it's still like
okay. I can right now show you the worst, just like flippant, quote unquote investment I ever made.
What is it?
Give me 1 second.
But yeah, so part of me just to piss you off, Warren. Part of me was gonna wanted just to tell my brother, because when he's like, "Hey, we need to clean up the storage," part of me wanted to be all like, "You can keep it. You could just like you could empty
At
out
least
the
the
part.
money's still there.
Like you could well, he wasn't gonna do anything because nobody wanted to touch it, including me. I was willing to like basically like if you need to empty it, empty what you're gonna take, and just lock
Just
up the
throw it
rest,
away.
and the storage unit can take it. You know what I mean?
Damn, Manuel.
This was when I got these things. It was around like when I just figured out eBay, and I figured out like, oh hey, I can buy used anime figures straight from Japan, and like sell them for like a decent profit. And then like I got like cocky and just started buying like dumb shit. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I did this, but oh wait, oh here we go.
Human centipede.
Curry mix. Curry mix. It is human centipede curry mix. I have like 10 of these.
Why?
I was intoxicated by the power, okay? I figured, oh, people will buy anything from Japan. But I was like, oh, human centipede curry mix? Who the fuck? Where else are you going to find this? I have the scarcity. And now I just have these forever. I can't read Japanese, so I can't even tell you if this is expired or not. It probably is.
I only know that because I bought and mind you, this wasn't like a bulk purchase. I bought this for fun. I bought a Child's Play curry mix at a trip to Japan, like 27 with my 2017, 2016 trip to Japan, because I went there like 3 years in a row. But one of those trips I bought it, and at some point like in 2019, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this for Halloween and make a funny little thing that I'll eat like on the stream. And that shit had expired. And I'm like, do I still want to eat it? Because it's like blood red curry mix. I'm like, I kind of still do. But I opened it and it smelled, and I'm like, I don't know if this is the way it's supposed to smell, but it doesn't smell pleasant.
I mean,
so here's the thing about the great responsibility, the great power responsibility bit, is that doesn't hit until the world smacks you in the face.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Is you have to abuse your power, and then you realize, oh wait, anybody can get it, and then the lesson sinks in. Also, I will say this: Channel Awesome probably also kind of skewed my viewpoint, because motherfuckers were like actually buying like old ass Crystal Pepsi that was like by this point not even like clear anymore. It was like yellowed, but people would still like buy it just for like the nostalgia reaction video content. So I figured like, hey, listen, somehow I know there is a YouTube video in here somewhere. I tried 10-year-old human centipede themed curry mix. That's worth at least like 10K views.
I think there's a guy, his name's LA Beast or something like that. Not Mr. Beast, but like his name's LA Beast. And he eats a lot of weird shit. Like he ate a cactus one time. He ate like glass. He eats a lot of
no. What? Eat glass?
Eat glass. So he ate like light bulbs. He ate fluorescent light bulbs one time. Like he broke it and started eating it. And then, but
are you sure this is a person? Is this a goat?
Person.
Is this did a goat open a YouTube channel? Is that what this is?
It's funny because a lot of his videos end with him like shitting himself or vomiting. And there was one video. I think.
I wonder.
What's the name here? What's your name here? I need to check to see if this person's still alive.
Hold on, it's LA Beast, but I forget what his YouTube channel was called.
Oh, LA Beast. Okay.
Skippy 62able is the name of his channel.
Why do I feel like there's probably been like some sort of like rabbit hole video documentary made about this person at some point?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he was this huge. He has like 2.6 million subscribers.
I mean, he did eat a light bulb.
But yeah, he Let me look up some of his recent shit. Let me see what he's eating. That's crazy. Diet Coke and Mentocello's gone wrong. Something. How many flaming? Well, these are like mukbangs. Like after this while. But let me see. Oh, dude, I had one of those chip challenge things, and I don't think it was one Pleiades had. Like it was with me and some friends. Like not that long ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Dude, my ass. It was so okay.
Manuel duking out fire.
No, that's the thing. I guess it was because it was like so little that I had eaten because it's chip, and then I didn't eat much. I felt like shit, so I didn't. No pun intended. So I didn't eat much afterwards. So like, it wasn't that I had to like. I had things to evacuate. It was
just pure chip. It was just the chip.
It was burning, and he was like waiting. So I was like. I'm like, somebody give me a fucking laxative or some shit like this. It just, and then like, not to get too TMI here, but like at some point my stomach was just like ready to explode because like gas, and like I was like, I think I need a fart, and I was like, let me see if I don't know if I mentioned before this part. This is the TMI part. I thought I was farting. I would say that, but I rarely fart. I don't know how to fart that. It's almost like that Peter Griffith episode where it's like he didn't fart till he was like 30, and not that bad, but you know. And when I finally farted a little, the fart burned, and the fart was like it felt like fire, and I was like, not doing that again.
Man, you almost sharded.
No, no. If something came out, I'd be more happy, but it was just the gas part. The gas itself was like fire. It was like gas. I don't know.
Well, because it was just like the same stuff in there. It's just that like that it was expelled also with gas because your body was literally rejecting it.
Oh, here it goes. LA Beast versus 50-year-old Vietnam era MRE. Eating the world's hardest. Eating the world's hottest gummy bear. I'm not gonna lie. I actually wanted one. I actually wanted to get one of those for a challenge.
You know what's really weird?
Huh?
So here's the thing. As is my tendency, anytime I like find something and like it's like, oh hey, blah blah blah, this is something that is advertised, or like there's an alert that goes on like Fat Kid deals or whatever the fuck about like some flash deals, and like sometimes it's just like a stalking notice. With that chip channel challenge that I did the other stream, that was I got that through like an alert. I wound up buying 3 of them because again I was like, oh, there's a scarcity. I'm buying extra just in case I can flip them. These motherfuckers, I didn't realize it until way the hell later, but like someone got me into like someone got me an invite to like the Wall Street Bets Discord. There's a whole fucking sub channel just for like finding like hot chips, like the one hot chip challenge. Like how the fuck? But nobody's paying over like retail price for them, so I don't understand it. Like I guess like people want to like shit fire. I guess I don't know.
It's not a pleasant experience. I don't know.
It is an experience. It is quite an experience.
For some. Honestly, I think that's the issue with the chip challenge specifically, is the fact that you're not really eating it you're not eating a lot of food. I'd imagine the gummy bears the same issue. So it's like you're trying to shit out something that's like probably like this tiny, you know. But it's like,
tiny worth of fire.
Yeah, it's like this like tiny nugget of like fucking lava, whereas if you eat like a very spicy hot sauce or like very spicy wings, you have a meal that can get that shit like literally.
I think if you ate just straight hot sauce, I don't think there'd be much more fiber to pass, but I understand what you mean. At least like if you have something with it, then it's like that spiciness, that like freaking acid is included in whatever it is that you're pushing out, but like otherwise it just stays inside you, festering.
Oh God! Anyway.
Causing ulcers, I am sure.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Fucked.
Like, I'm never the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that hot sauce. Fuck you. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. I imagine.
But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's the end of the story, Gina. That's the end of everything. That's the end of everything. That's the it's
the end of Manuel's colon.
Next time on.
It's literally
next time on Poop Talk.
Yeah, it's literally my goal to be able to like, because I don't want to get too much specific.
It's your goal
honestly,
to poop hot fire?
I mean that too. It actually is like I'm not gonna lie. Like don't ask me why. Like every few months or so, I get it in my head that I want to try one of these challenges with my friends or whatever. And every time I'm done, I'm like, Manuel, why the fuck do you keep doing this?
Content?
It's like drinking.
I mean, typically it's content, but like also like.
You know what's funny about the drinking thing that Warren said? I'm actually the opposite. I realized something over the past few, honestly, since the summer, because a lot of shit went down this year. Actually, I mentioned this. I was talking to Yuji about this. Yuji, who's friend of the channel and everything like that. I was talking to Yuji about this recently. Like for sure, 2020 was actually a fairly okay year for me as far as years go, but 2021 is probably the worst year of my life. I don't even want. Yeah, I'm so glad to see this year. I'm usually not that kind of person. Even when I have a year that's not too great, even last year, even the year when like I've had some crazy shit go down, it's like at the end of the year, I'm not this kind of person like, oh fuck this year, I can't wait till the. I'm just like, let's see what next year brings. But I'm a bit more like whatever. This year, fuck 2021. I don't ever want to think about it again. But I realized something funny around the summer when shit really started going to shit for me. That. And it's funny because like I almost wish like Callie were around and somebody would be around to like argue with me about like my whole definition of like alcoholism and whatever. But I realized something.
Yes.
When I get stressed and when I get upset and when I'm in a bad mood, the last thing I want to do is drink.
Yeah, I'm usually the same.
Like literally the last thing I want to do. And I think that's the exact opposite to a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, in my head, I want to, because I'm like, okay, if I drink, maybe the typical meme. It's like, oh, drinking, I'll forget this. I'll drink until it doesn't matter anymore.
Alcohol, the solution to and the cause of all of our problems.
Exactly, but it doesn't work that way for me. Like there have been times where I try to force myself, and I'm literally forcing myself. I'm like, I can't do this. It's like, but when I'm having a good time, I'm in a good mood, then I'm like, fucking down this bottle, I just think that's interesting to know. Like, and I don't think I really realized how black and white that was until the past few months. Yeah. So,
but wait, how did this realization come about? And also, what does that have? Or are you saying so like the year was shitty, but like despite it being shitty, like you could tell it was shitty because like you never went to.
I could tell it was shitty because even though like there's the memes and all that, all the jokes about Manuel always being drunk, I drank far less this year than I
there we
recently.
go. That makes sense.
And like a quite noticeable amount. Like, and even when I would drink, there were very few of those. And usually because I only do it when I was having a good time, like a really good time. There are very few of those. Oh, I'm really fucked up, and now I'm just sending some bullshit to everyone. There weren't that many of those. Last year, this time last year, I had this thing where I was like drunk for like 2-3. Oh, look, it's the cat. I had this thing when I was drunk for like 3 months straight. The cat's like licking its asshole.
She's giving herself a bath.
Is your cat licking her asshole too, Warren?
No, Tafa's sleeping.
Anyway, but yeah, that's my thing. I don't know, and I
mean, like in general, like there's a good question. Do y'all have like personal drinking rules?
No, I think I kind of do now. But I didn't.
Warren?
Drinking rule? What do you mean, like when to drink and stuff?
Like okay, so I'll give like my personal drinking rule. Like my personal drinking rule is like I will never drink like to like get over something that is making me upset. Like if I'm sad, I don't sad drink. Unless it's for a breakup, that's the only asterisk.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm not gonna lie, like I haven't had no messy breakups lately where like that was really an issue, but like I have definitely over some. Yeah, it's like give me the fucking bottle. But when that shit happens, you're
I usually try not to get fucked up anymore. Like,
how do you know when you're fucked up?
I don't. That's I have to know. I have to know when to hold back. Like at one
No.
detail when I was doing my
That's not-
heated presentation, I fucked up.
That's what I
when
was gonna
fucked
bring
up.
up.
But most of the time, whenever we're like in ALA, like,
fire.
when we're at cons, I usually keep myself from like having like to not go fucking ham. Like I just know when not to go fucking ham. I'm like when I'm fucking in a really 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 good buzz, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. And then I try to stay away from Manuel for a little bit so he don't try to give me a drink.
Manuel's a catalyst.
Sometimes I just see here. He's like, take a shot, and I was like, oh fuck. Well, I guess I'm gonna do it.
I was going through a friend. I was going through a friend of a mutual friend of ours who I won't really mention. So it's not the people you're thinking. I still feel like mentioning them. It's not like someone I don't like, but
it's okay,
I just don't want to bring
understand.
them. I just don't want to bring them up in this conversation.
Don't want to implicate them in whatever it was you did.
I just want to point out it's not a bad reason why I'm not mentioning them. But I was going through their messages so that I could like get some memes that I sent them. And I was scrolling really far back because I want to get some really good spicy memes I used before the pandemic. And as I was scrolling really far back, I saw a video and I'm like, is that me and Warren? Did I send them this? I clicked play. And I don't think they've ever showed me this. It was a video they took of like me very drunk. And it's like, Manuel, how drunk are you? And I'm like, I'm not drunk. I'm fucking wasted. And Warren, how drunk are you? The person's asking Warren. And Warren's like, I'm not drunk either. The video dead ass is like, and it's funny because the rooms we're in a hotel room. The room sounds pretty quiet. You can only really hear me, Warren, and this person. And the person's, and then all of a sudden I look at Warren and I'm like, you know what this means? Me and Warren are both like shots. And then the friend who's filming is like, no. And you see the video stand. Because they went to go stop us.
Please tell me you sent that to yourself.
Do you still have it?
I did. I sent it to myself. Yeah.
Nice. Good. There we go. There we go. This sounds amazing.
It's hilarious.
It's always shot o'clock.
It's hilarious because the video was like all nice and fun about like, oh, drunk thing. Everything stops because they went to go stop. And I don't know if they did because the video kind of stops there. And I'm like, I wonder if they actually succeeded.
I don't remember. I don't remember being stopped.
I don't think they stopped because it's very rare that anyone can actually stop us. So I don't think they did. I think they got up and they tried to take it away. And I'm just like, no. I'm pretty sure we got that shot.
This means that this is kind of bad for me to reveal my secret because I'm actually going to see Manuel in 2 weeks.
I know.
I was gonna say, like, don't y'all have like? I can't remember if y'all had like a con that y'all did wind up going to or planned to go to in the future.
Well,
like,
go to ALA in 2 weeks.
There we go. Okay, that's what it is.
Give or take.
I'm gonna peer pressure you, Mr. Taco, to drink it. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that kind of person. Well, actually, I am to Warren. I'm not way to certain.
But you don't even really peer pressure me. I always say yes.
If you're receptive to it, like it's different. You're not actually like pressuring somebody because they already like because you know them well enough to know that they're already like in like the drinking mood. So it's completely different.
Sometimes if I don't do it, Leslie just takes it, and then Manuel over here looking all scared because she don't take chasers.
I mentioned this. I mentioned this in another. Yeah, I mentioned this in another stream, but I'm gonna bring it up again because it's been on my mind for the past couple months. And when I mentioned this to Warren, it was like it's been bothering me. No, sorry, Warren. You already know what I'm gonna say. I think once I start saying it, but like I swear to God, Leslie has low key been what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? She's been what's the word? She's been gaslighting me and everyone else for the past couple years.
Gaslighting?
Yes, because
please elaborate.
Because she'll tell that story. No, she'll tell, and it's even to the point where I think Warren's kind of repeated it because she has. Because she'll tell the story about when she got shit faced at a hentai con, and according to her, if you really hear her tell the story about her drinking habits, she'll mention that time and she'll imply that was pretty much the last time she ever like got drunk. That was in 2018.
The last time she got wasted.
No, she's gotten wasted. She got wasted like a couple weeks later. Actually, no.
We was for months. But no, we had to wait a few months. We had a fucking recoup. Like crazy. Leslie was throwing up on the way to home.
That's what I'm getting at. That was not the last time she got drunk. And she actually got really, really fucking drunk like at not Anime California, at PMX in 2019. Warren wasn't there, but she got so drunk, and I thought because she had just come down for the day, she was like driving. I'm like, oh, where is she gonna have to stay? She's like, but she ended up staying for like several hours and left. And when she sobered up. But she got a shit face, and I was like, "Oh my!" Not vomiting shit face, but like
I think I remember that one.
You know,
okay, yeah.
But she did drive home. I think a little like. Tipsy.
I mean, I'm trying to save her.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
She didn't. we don't roll.
I think I heard that story and then
Leslie has her tolerance is actually pretty okay though.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Is like. It's like when Leslie said that, what she might have meant was like people have like different like barometers, you know, like there's like levels to this shit. Like for like I was asking like how like Warren, like how do you know when you're fucked up, right? So like for me, I don't know, like I have like kind of like processed it where it's like there's a certain level where it's like, okay, so I am drunk enough to like start singing. Drunk enough to start like doing like public acts of vandalism, drunk enough to like start like making 10-year like fucking promises with people and shit, like, you know, it's like it's levels to this. Maybe Leslie meant like her level was like that was like fucked up.
Okay, actually my level of fucked up is if I'm starting to feel like I need a fucking barf. That's when I know I fucked up.
There you go.
I hardly throw up but I mean I hardly throw up if I'm drinking, like if I'm being smart. But when I'm being like straight fucking stupid, that's when I'm just like, oh, it's over in the toilet.
Laying down in the bathtub just because it's cool.
The funny thing about Leslie taking shots, and this always amazes me, and as far as I know, this has always been the case that I've noticed. Like, I don't know if Warren has ever seen her like cringe take a chaser. She very rarely chases anything, and she'll take a shot like a fucking champ. I'll pour a shot, and she'll just like, it's gone.
I know, she straight faced it too. It's weird.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There won't be a grimace. There won't be like no. It's just like
face.
And I'm like, how do you do that?
That's what I said too, dog.
I mean, like it's like you know how like it like laying on a bed of nails versus like having one big fucking nail straight through your back.
No, it's
just do it as fast as possible. There you go, done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've actually tried that before, like to see if I could just like, because somebody had mentioned before, like when they take shots, they like miss their tongue so they don't taste it.
Exactly.
First of all, that's very hard to do. That's very hard to do. Try
that's
it one
impossible.
Day,
what the fuck?
Exactly. It's like it's hard to explain. Like unless you do it, get, like science.
Once it hits like the back of your throat, you're.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like it goes like down all the way.
No,
like, or maybe Leslie.
Like even
how do you ever take Jello shots? Here's a good example. How do y'all take Jello shots?
I eat that shit.
Like, do you chew it or do you just like gulp it down?
No, I chew mine, so it's over.
Oh, see, I just gulp it down. Like I don't even like chew it, like process it. I'm like, no, just go all the way down. Like it'll hit my stomach. Good, melt there.
But the thing is like, try that one day if you ever want to try to take a shot with Dr. Tom. First of all, the mechanics of that are almost impossible. Second of all, I don't know the science of this, but like but the second it hits any part of your body, unless you could like get like the fucking angle perfect where it goes straight down your throat somehow, you'll taste it somehow. It's impossible to not taste it. I've tried, it does not work. Maybe my body's made funny. I don't know. Maybe
I think it has something to do with the gag reflex.
Oh, it's just like Warren.
Definitely not the gag. Definitely, some people got the throat, the throat. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I tossed it at you, not thinking you go that direct with that. I thought you make a lot. I thought you make another different joke for you. Have you guys heard about?
I'm now the throat goat.
Have you guys heard that apparently Nancy Reagan was though?
Yo, Nancy,
yeah, she's the ultimate.
Nancy, yo, Nancy got. Oh damn.
She's the real throat goat.
Apparently apparently like.
Say yes, Nancy.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta fucking love
rather have this recipe be Madonna. It's like, oh, apparently Madonna ain't got shit on Nancy.
Let's build a time machine. There's a meme I saw where you build a time machine, and it's all like, you know, it's one of those typical memes when like girls versus guys go back in time.
I'm your granddaughter.
Yeah, and then the guy one, it's like he goes back to Nancy Reagan. It's like, you know why I'm here.
Here to see if you're the real deal.
We've heard of the legends.
I heard you can make Frank Sinatra sing really well.
His deep throat was actually named after Nancy Reagan.
No, and apparently, that's pretty funny. But apparently, like this came out because like I forgot who photography it was, whatever. But apparently, it was Cesar Romero, like the old school Joker, who was one of the people who said this. So yeah, so apparently
no way.
If you go back and you watch like the Adam West Batman series, and you got the old school like Cesar Romero Joker in there. He was apparently like somewhere in the back lot, like, hey, where's Nancy? You know, in between takes, he was like gonna go visit Nancy.
In between takes, she was taking takes.
Oh. So,
by the way, that is not an easy skill to have. Shouts to her.
Nancy Reagan being a throat goat.
Seriously, man, that is not something like an easy skill to have.
Wait, was she with him during the
probably
80s?
not. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's Hollywood.
Somebody had to fact check exactly how many and whatever the timing of it all. But like a lot of famous Republican figureheads, Ronald Reagan had more than one wife, and I think he.
Oh, he was a fucking politician. Are you kidding me? There's no way.
He was an actor.
Yeah,
too.
He was also an actor too.
Mm-hmm. I think I want to say she was actually his third wife, but yeah, like this was
probably
way before. This is way before like they were involved. I think they got married when he was already like, not to say he was ancient, but when he was like already like in his 40s or something. I'd have to fact check all this, but yeah.
So they both had like their world tour, so to speak.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. Yeah, and he was an actor too, so he's probably like getting the other.
Absolutely, you're getting sloppy toppy from everybody in Hollywood, I'm sure.
I don't think that's what the story implied, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the people getting like one from her in the back lot, because that was the whole thing.
He probably did. He probably did, and he was like, "Man, she's pretty chill." And then like one day they just kind of like linked up, and they're like, "Man, I forgot how cool you were."
Yeah, it's like,
and then they just kind of like got married, probably.
Yeah, let's get married and like destroy the political landscape forever.
You're not wrong.
I know.
You're not wrong. When you're right, you're not wrong.
Oh man, but yeah, that's funny.
It's hilarious because I didn't even remember.
Reagan?
What's up?
What?
Like I thought it all came from someone saying that they had to be classy like Nancy Reagan or some shit.
Was that Ben Shapiro's sister?
Oh, there you go. It was Ben Shapiro's sister. Okay, I remember Leslie.
Fuck Ben Shapiro.
It's so fun. It's just hella hilarious.
Excuse me. Theoretically, if you would hypothetically, just say, if you were to wear
what's but yeah, ALE's coming up.
Yo, this is goddamn.
Next year, I've already decided next year that and so far I've only talked to Weston about it, but I definitely want to go to Holiday Matsuri, which is the convention in Florida. Like a lot of the homies go there, like as in like from here go there, and also like people like all the Peachy Prairie people go there too because it's right near them. But more important than all that, it's a fucking Christmas themed anime convention. When I heard about it, I think it was
pretty nice.
Yeah, when I heard about it, it was through the Peachy Prairie Girls years ago, and
so there's obligatory Taiga cosplays, I'm guessing.
No, I thought it was a day event. Like there's actually an event like in NorCal that I meant to go to a couple days ago, but I missed it. It was like the Christmas of the Park, but at the cosplay gathering in San Jose. I thought it was something like that, but no. This is a 3-day convention with guests in a hotel, and so on. So I'm like, what?
You mean in a convention center?
Well, in a hotel. It's one of those cons.
Oh, it's like old.
So I can't wait. I'm gonna go next year for sure.
Wait, but when is it? Is it over Christmas?
Yeah, it just ended. It was this past weekend. Usually it's the weekend before Christmas.
Oh no. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say would you go to an anime convention during Christmas?
First of all, I would, but second of all, they wouldn't have one, I think. But I would.
What's the place called?
There's a convention. I think it's called Lost Con that happens on Thanksgiving, and I haven't gone to it like in about
How?
4 or 5 years. Well,
Yeah, nobody
like-
likes
the,
Thanksgiving anyway.
Are they open?
Only-
Like, I don't get it.
it's a 4-day con, and the first day's on Thanksgiving.
Well,
Like literally, they picked that weekend because it's like. By the way, in case you guys didn't
if you
know
got
this,
nothing else to do, is that
in
the
case you
whole?
guys didn't
Like,
know this, the reason why cons are always picking holiday weekends, even though you think that's counterintuitive, those are actually most event spaces worst times because nobody's gonna get married, nobody's gonna have their corporate retreat. Well, they will, but like very few, especially the corporate retreat part, will have their other event space during holidays. So those spaces are
Right.
usually free and they're at the cheaper rates. So that's why a lot of cons happen on holiday weekends.
oh, okay, that kind of makes sense.
But
Then.
Lost
Okay.
Con, I think is
Peter
it's a
Pan
no, it's a science fiction convention, a science conviction.
Science conviction.
Wait, is it about the show?
No, Lost Con. It's
Yeah,
it-
like
it-
the show.
I think there's something to do with Doctor Who that I don't understand, but I think it's just general science fiction though.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what is like the unifying theme that is tying all of these things together. Why Lost? You know, like
And I
everything else
think-
is like it's a Japanese
No,
word. So there's it, weeb
Lost.
shit.
Like Lost is in like Los Angeles.
Oh,
I
so
think.
it's a Control Delete convention.
Yeah. I can't wait to. Also, I think Golden State FurCon, the furry convention, is happening later on this year in NorCal. I think so. I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna go to my first furry convention.
I have something to say, but also my bladder is about to explode, so I will be right back and not have my Bluetooth headset on while I am peeing.
They have a furry convention.
Yeah, look, there's a cat staring at the camera. Oh wait, no, the cat looked away.
Hello, cat.
Don't you want to go to a furry convention and have all the
When is
furry
that?
sex?
Or where is it?
I think it's somewhere like in the San Francisco airport area, like one of those hotels.
Oh, I have to go to San.
I'm gonna go there and
have
get
to go-
shit. I'm gonna get shit
Oh,
faced.
right now, it's actually the Bay Area is kind of a little It's kind of a little sus.
Isn't it weird because of the pandemic right now?
Not just pandemic, but people have been people have been doing like daylight carjacking, like breaking into people's cars and shit.
The fuck?
Straight up. Yeah, you haven't seen that? Some girls
No.
one of our friends, she was like in Target and some guys came up, busted in her shit, took her things and left. And it happens. It's happening more frequently now.
That's crazy.
Because I mean, I wouldn't mind going. Like I was a. They've been it's wild. Right now in the Bay Area is kind of wild.
Like, is everywhere like Stockton now? What the fuck?
Hey, I know we're known for fucking killing random people, okay? But shit. Yeah,
I told you. I used to have
weird.
There was this friend of ours who, like when I was younger in school, and his nickname was Stockton because he was like hardcore gang member kind of type, and apparently he was from Stockton, and so so we all called him Stockton, and that fucker would like. It was funny because he was he was cool. Like one of the reasons we hung out with him, like he played drums and he was really chill, good guy. But like whenever, like a lot of times, like fights would break out in the school and shit like that, he was the weirdest person because like he would see a fight break out, and it's not like his homie's getting jumped or some shit like that. No, he see a fight break out and he would just take off running and join in.
Some people just love fighting.
It was the weirdest thing.
That's so fucking weird, though.
This was when I went to high school around this early 2000s ish, and this is right on the cusp of when like this is a post Columbine world, obviously, but this is right on the cusp where like people were getting arrested for shit like that at school. So back then, a lot of times they would just get suspended still. So, so I think he just saw it as like, yeah, I want to go fight, and then worst case scenario, they send you home or whatever.
Like,
So-
fuck it.
On that note of people just wanting to fight, did y'all hear about this fucking holiday around Christmas time where people just go up in the mountains and fucking fight one-on-one?
Mountain Fight Club. What is this?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds like
No,
Mountain
I
Fight
never
Club?
heard of this.
yeah. It's
Or I was just
apparently
making this up, but yeah.
it's in no. This is dead ass the thing. Hold up. Let me remember. Let me look up exactly what it's called. But it's in
What's the
South
first rule about
America.
blood?
Oh, okay, it's in South America. Where, fun fact, there's this movie. I'm not gonna go into what a. If you don't know what a snuff film is, go look that up on your own. Have fun.
Yeah.
Destroying your fish history.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up, because there was a movie in the 80s, it might have been the 70s, doesn't matter. But the movie is called Snuff, and it was riding on the fame.
Yeah.
It was riding on the fame of. I know it's not a weird thing to write on. It was riding on the fame in the underground horror movie scene back then. It's long before I was born. I just know about this, the reading about it, of snuff films. And basically, it was a typical random horror movie. But then at the end of the movie, they filmed a new scene where they killed a crew member and they put it into the thing. And the reason I bring this up, and it reminded me of what Pleiades was saying when I was in South America. The tagline for this movie, I'm not making this up. The tagline for this movie when they released it, mind you, it's a different time, Grindhouse theaters, was Snuff, the movie made in South America where life is cheap.
What?
Yes, that's the real tagline.
Wait, why is life cheap? Wait, why is life why was life cheap over there?
Well, very, very realistically, like at the time, there were a lot of revolutions like that, but that was probably because of us as us Americans.
It happened in a country that's not the USA. It's a third world country, and everybody are savages. I'm sure, like that's
Life
exactly
is
what they were
cheap.
thinking.
But yeah, that's the tagline for the movie Snuff.
But
I actually have a poster of that movie. I've never put it up. I think it got water damage at one point, but I loved it. What is this?
Takanakui.
Takanakui.
Quecha for to hit each other. It is an annual established practice of fighting fellow community members held on the 25th of December by the inhabitants of Chumbivilcas province near Cusco in Peru.
Oh, fucking Leslie's.
All right, Leslie, I'm ready. You want some of this smoke?
Oh, Leslie's gonna like watch it for Christmas. She's gonna be like, let's go up to the mountains.
So evidently, like a big part of it is essentially that because the theory at least is that because it was sprouted in like very rural areas where like there's not a whole lot of law enforcement and other shit like that, people have to figure out shit amongst themselves. So it's like cool. So end of the year, all right. So this is what we're doing. I got problems with you. We're neighbors, and we're gonna be stuck with each other like families for fucking generations. We are figuring this out now. And then everybody goes in and like one by one, cool. Fucking get all your aggression out. Just beat the shit out of each other. And you might ask, like, wait, so then like how do you make it so like nobody dies? This isn't a universal thing, but like it seems like sometimes in certain places there is a referee, so to speak, and a dude's got a fucking whip. And so it's like, if you're hitting him, he's already down. Like you already won. Bow!
Oh my god, the fucking Simon Belmont whirls up and like checks your ass.
I'm not gonna lie. This doesn't sound like an awful idea to me sometimes. Like I know it sounds very like probably exactly what every motherfucker was thinking. Exactly like right after they bred/watched Fight Club. Man, sometimes for certain situations, I feel like that's probably a good idea.
We need to get Leslie to detail on that, like Mr. Talker says. Let's get it. And then when it's done, I'm like, Leslie, remember that time you ate an extra chicken nugget you didn't ask for?
We gotta start the year right, all right?
Remember those 10 nuggets that we did not get? When we had 100 nuggies, they only gave me 90. I blame that on you.
Oh, that's a war crime. I would have absolutely gone back and carried the shit out of that for those 10 nuggies.
There was actually one time when I think it was at PMX, the con where she got wasted at. We ordered Burger King, and like we ordered, Burger King is stupid, and Burger King has those weird meal deals where it's all like 4 Whoppers, 4 fries, 4 nuggets, and 4 drinks for $10 or whatever. They that
sounds like a really good deal. I'm not gonna lie.
But everything, like, I'm like, what is this made out of sawdust? Like, how is this so cheap? But Burger King always has deals like that. We ordered one of those, and maybe they thought we just wouldn't notice, but we were like missing one of like the 16 items in that or something. And I was like, oh hell no! And it was so funny because like we were so drunk. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? So should I tell like Uber Eats about it? I told Uber Eats about it, and because we ordered like a meal deal, it wasn't like we ordered 4 packs of nuggets. They just refunded me the whole order.
Yeah, that's what.
Hell yeah.
That's usually what you do, just because it's easier.
I was like, oh shit.
We just got free money.
I mean, it's literally like that, or like deal with this shit, and that's why a lot of people have like the bad reflex to like Karen shit whenever something doesn't wind up like going their way, because they prefer just like, I'm gonna argue and like I'll get like some Walmart bullshit or whatever out of this.
There was a trend on TikTok or all social media actually, where like because you could see it too, because usually they have to upload it. It's part of your receipt now, but like when they have to take a picture of you or a picture of the well, the funny thing is, I don't think they take a picture of you. You have to take the picture of where you left the food. But a lot of drivers will take the picture of like them handing it to someone, or they'll wait at the door until they get it, and they'll take a picture of the person. So there'll be all these pictures of like surprised people, like it was like a trend to share those things on like on TikTok, or like yeah, it's like what the fuck. And there's actually, if you go down the whole Uber Eats rabbit hole on TikTok, it's pretty funny because there's some people who will film it, and like the Uber Eats person will put the food at their door. And I actually had this happen to me, but I very rarely order drinks because they're always going to be watered down. So I never bother with drinks from a restaurant. But a lot of times they'll just put it in front of the door. And I'm like, don't they realize you have to open that door? And who has a door outside that opens in? It always opens out. So like there's always a lot of TikToks people like will be like fighting with the door to like nudge it slowly to push the food but not knock over their drink or whatever. Or like they'll open it just enough they can get their arm out, and then they'll be like doing this. Like, you know.
What kind of door opens swings open forward?
Exactly. No, that's
Listen. Have you ever had a door where like it has a handlebar in front, right? But like it doesn't pull, it pushes?
No, where would that happen?
The fucking college I went to was the most excruciating thing. Every single fucking time I went for that goddamn handbar. I swear to God, I was like, I know, like, this is how I know they cheaped out on the fucking construction permits or whatever the fuck was involved with this. Just like, how? Why?
But yeah, so there's a lot of
life hard.
Well, it's actually funny because now that I stop and think about it, I guess I have lived in places with the doors open in. So I guess this isn't an eternal problem. But even now, when I live in a place that only has one door, because usually, like if you live in a bad area, you have 2 doors. So like one's a security door, but even a place where I live that has one door, the door opens out. So like there'll be times, and the funny thing about my door is because it's not a security door, I don't know that they put it in front of the door. So I'll be like, oh, the food's here, and I open it, I'm just like scrape, be pushing the food out the way, and I'm like, because I can't see that it's there. And I'm like, who the fuck? Like, this is such a common thing. It happens to me all the time. It's to everyone all the time. Like, who the fuck? Like, don't they realize it? Like, why would they put it in front of the door?
Talking of this is on a tangent,
Mm-hmm.
but now we're talking about eating and con shit, right? What's going to be the rules for your room?
What room? Oh, it's actually funny you bring
for
that
us
up.
Drinking and us eating and all that shit, because that's something that we should kind of
honestly, I think we're gonna be a little like fast and loose with it to a degree.
It's gonna be the same. Oh man, we share chasers again, Manuel. Come on.
Yeah, but because we're definitely making it like a Vax only room. Like, doesn't matter what the fuck you like. Show us your Vax cards at the door. Like, we're not going to allow as many, because before, a lot of the times, like, we'll invite like fucking snacks, for example. Yeah, and then like people will show up, or I'll invite somebody I barely know, and then like I know them enough to drink with them. Probably won't have any of those people around. It'll be just like the core groups,
Which makes sense.
Maybe.
Wait.
But keep talking. And then when it's smaller like that, then I don't really mind, And honestly, as far as like sharing cheeses and shit like that, I don't think I ever really did that with the randoms. I would like share like the chaser with like you or like Angie or like Garway or fucking whoever else. So yeah,
like people that you fucking know.
Yeah. So
okay.
I mean, like if a stranger, even before pandemic, if there was like a random person I've never met before, I probably wouldn't give them my drink because I'm like, that fucker has mono or something. I don't know. So
From what I heard, it's reminiscent to like the whole old Cat Williams skit of like do grew up like experiencing like during like the AIDS like fucking like FUD fear of like all that shit where it was just like, oh god, everybody's just dying, whatever the fuck, and it was like pour stuff into bottles in the cup. It's like, here's your shit, here's your shit, here's your shit, just because people didn't even know what the fuck was going on, and at that point, like nobody actually had like an educated opinion because again, the shit just came out. It's like,
Yeah,
take every precaution you can.
Ooh, excuse me. So we probably will be a little more cautious, but not that much. Like maybe we'll like mark our cups more, these days. But beyond shit like that, I don't think we'll really care.
I got a question.
Marking the cups we should have done anyway.
That's true.
Here's my question. So like, what's y'all's feelings on Omicron?
No, I don't know shit about it other than it sounds like it has a pretty tight name.
Yeah, I'm annoyed about the whole booster situation because it's a lot more. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it on Thursday, but the process to sign up for it was a lot more complicated than it was to. At least for me, I don't know if it's different state by state, but it was a lot more of a process to get it than it was the vaccine, and I don't know if you can just
get yours from.
Fun fact, it's from a fucking CVS because it's even more complicated if I go through my insurance. I don't know if I mentioned this. I mentioned this to Warren. It's free for anyone. I don't know if you guys know this, but technically you don't even need an ID. And I guess that makes sense. So there's all these stories of people getting like, I actually found this out because I'm like, how are people getting like 10 of them? Because there's stories about people who are getting like 10 or so shots.
That's what I've been trying to do.
And the way they're doing it is they're showing up to like various CVS's or Walmart's or Walgreens or whatever. And then they're just like, oh, I want to get the vaccine. And do you have an ID? I don't have an ID.
I'm taking Apple Note right here.
And
I'm sorry. What other? I'm sorry. Repeat that. What techniques were they using?
You just go. It's a lot more of a process, but you just don't show them an ID, and they don't. They know who you are. You can even give them your real name because like it doesn't matter. Like that's not the way the system works. Like there's a ton of Manuel Figueroas out there. I'm sure there's there's a ton of everyone else, and then you just give them your name. They jot it down. You get your vaccine. Then you go. Then like once you recover, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the fucking Rite Aid 3 cities over and do this whole shit all over again.
Okay.
But fucking
sick. All right. I swear to God, I'm going to activate my X gene if it fucking kills me.
you're gonna fucking have like 18 fucking vaccines.
I'm pissed. I still haven't gotten my fucking magnetism powers. This is bullshit. This is not what I signed up for. My reception isn't any better. Like, what is it? I can't fucking Bluetooth pair to my fucking TV and shit. I was lied to.
But yeah, so it's annoying. My point to bringing up the more of a hassle. Don't get me wrong. I don't care. I'll do it. But it just part of me is all like, will everyone do this? No, they won't. And that's what I hate about a lot of this shit. I'm like, why is this so complicated?
Did they need our vaccine cards and shit too when we go in?
It actually doesn't need to be this complicated because, as I just explained to you, you could just walk in and get it. So why is it that if you're willing to just show up there and kind of like, honestly, because at that point you're basically pretending you're homeless. But if you're willing to do that, like, why is it you could just get it right, pretty much get it right away? But if you want to get it the proper way, it's all these fucking hoops to jump through, and I'm like, what is this?
Because that's it fucking sucks that it's this way, but it's the same reason why, like when they were doing all the PPE stuff, all the like stimulus stuff, it was such a fucking pain. It's because unfortunately governments, like, there's no like monetary incentive to like make shit better. So then it just like stays being made out of paper clips and bubble gum and dumbass shit like bullshit. That. And it's like we should have a better fucking infrastructure, considering like how much tax we pay, all this shit, all that. Like, come on, what the fuck, you know?
So yeah, I'm just like, it's annoying, it's stupid. hopefully, mind you, like obviously, like the booster is such a bullshit, not bullshit, but such a stupid thing to like schedule for me. You can
I'll
come
take it if I
party
get a
with
sick day.
you can come party with us at ALA even if you're just fully vaccinated. Suggest you get the booster. Honestly, the booster is more. At that point, I think the booster. Well, I'm not a scientist. Don't take my word on this, but like a lot of this
Wait, you're
shit
not a
past,
scientist?
a lot of the shit past the
What?
vaccine. It's kind of more for your own protection than for others. I mean, it is for others too, but like you can still technically carry the virus even with it. That's not the issue. I hate people like always say that. I'm like, yeah, we know that. That's not you know.
Honestly, I'm at the point where it's like I don't even like one way or the other. Anytime I see like an online argument about it, I'm like, there's no fucking point to this. Why are y'all wasting your energy?
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking changing their minds at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like honestly, like people.
you're either gonna get it or not. Like at this point, it's like, how are you not tired of hearing the same shit a year in?
I don't
It's
know.
like, what? Regardless of how I feel about it, motherfuckers have made up their mind. That's it. Like, fuck it.
What shocks me is like how I occasionally randomly find out some of my friends aren't vaccinated, and even it's been the new excuse I've gotten. It's like I hate this.
It's not
And,
FDA approved.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like basically, there's people who like, for example, I won't call them out, but there's some family members who I thought were smarter than this. Because there are some, don't get me wrong, everyone has those people in their family. There are some I knew were not going to get it. I'm like, they probably thinking they're wearing the tinfoil hats and they're not going to get it.
Is it the goddamn it? What's the thing that the whole ass world? No, the social platform that everybody except us uses. Or
Oh,
the United
like
States.
fucking
Is it WeChat?
WeChat, yeah, it's like fucking WeChat.
The WeChat auntie. That's what that is. It's WeChat auntie. Like the second the fucking shit happened with Travis Scott, it was like, yo, there was a satanic concert, blah 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 blah, and it's like, oh god, here we go.
But the fucking the vaccine, there's some family members who I thought were smarter than this, who were about my age or younger, and they're like, oh yeah, and mind you, what I'm about to say is like they say it, and even I have some friends who surprisingly haven't got the vaccine. They're like, I'm not anti-vax, but it doesn't matter what follows the but I'm like, you okay, you're basically anti-vax with extra steps because.
Well, hold on, because okay, never mind. Hold on. Yeah, you finish what you're gonna say.
Because they most of the time they're pretty much like, because mind you, I've heard the FDA thing from one person. That's actually not the most common excuse I'm going to give you in a second. I've heard the FDA thing from one person, and that person also admitted that if it got approved tomorrow, first of all, they're not checking, so they probably would not even know if it did. But if it did get approved, they probably still wouldn't get it. And I'm like, okay, now you're just looking for excuses. And that also ties in with most every other person I talk to, because their reasonings are variants of like, oh, well, I don't want to get it because like, and somebody actually, one of my friends is actually, I don't want to get it until they sort it out. And I'm like, this isn't fucking DLC with the Game of the Year edition or some bullshit like that.
I don't know, man. Some of these viruses, some of these variants really do be feeling like that. It's like new patch dropped.
That's what
like we took out these nerfs, blah 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 blah. Buffed the 2A on startup, fucking less lag, all this shit.
Because I have this friend and they're acting like this is Capcom releasing Street Fighter 6, and they're like, "No, I'm gonna wait till the real one comes out."
Bro, it do really feel like that shit. It's like that. It's like when I fucking got Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm like, oh hell yeah! I always wanted to get into MVC 2, and then like
Ultimate.
6 months later they come out with that release killed Marvel for me. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm not paying for this, and it just came out 6 months ago.
Street Fighter 4 was the worst, but anyways, you're using that analogy. I'm like, what if you fucking die before the fucking Ultra Street Fighter Tournament edition shows up? It's like, by that point, it's like, did it matter?
I mean, this is like a win-win for me, but
the thing is like, I'll let you rebut if you have to do after this. I'm just saying real fast. The thing is, it's like at that point, it's not even that they're finding excuses, but I don't think anything will get them to get it, because the one person basically said that they don't want to get, that they don't care if the FDA does approve it, they'll think it's something else. But even the person who like is waiting for the final version, do you think that one day that fucking COVID's gonna be like, oh, you got me? Please, you know?
I mean,
you're chasing a weird end goal there.
I mean, so the thing is, it's like honestly, like I've heard like a wide array, and the thing is, like how you said, some people like just can't be reasoned with. Like it doesn't matter what you say. Like some people just take a contrarian point of view, no matter what the fuck it is you're saying, no matter what your what the stance is, associated whatever. Some people just be contrarians just because of the sake of it, right? A lot of people honestly did like after it was FDA approved, they're like, all right,
Oh, so
it was tested, all that, and they're fine. Not all, obviously.
So wait, is
but
it
like
FDA approved?
Yeah.
So my fucking family members don't know what the fuck she's talking about because I was told this just a couple. I mean, I just assumed
that's the thing.
I assumed
right?
they knew because I just got it. I didn't fucking care. I don't keep track of this. I just fucking get it. But I assumed they knew. See,
unless I'm of the mistaken opinion, in which case, if I am, somebody in the comments of this, please correct me. But as far as I know, it was. And then honestly, a lot of people did when they were of that when they were like until it's FDA approved, they actually did go and take it, and it actually was a consistent thing, and it wasn't just like taking contrarian thing for a contrarian thing. But I was saying
this FDA has approved of
But like being anti-vax is like for me, like I try to like distinguish it. It's like okay, so like, are you one of these essential oil motherfuckers? Is that the thing, right? Where it's like, oh god damn it, I wish I had the meme, but it's not on my PC right now. But it's like there's two flavors of like anti-vax, and it's like one is like fucking Confederate flag, all this shit, other blah blah blah, and the other side is like everything's holistic, everything's all natural, living in a commune, all that shit. And it's like a fucking horseshoe fucking version of not having vaccines. That's the dumbass shit to me. That is like the like flat earth shit.
So but yeah, like, apparently the vaccine has been approved since August. So that proved my point that I was telling you. I told my family member this. I'm like, will you even know when they approve it? Because you're probably not keeping an eye on it. They don't care.
They're not going to check on it. Probably, you know.
And also, I don't know if this is what you're getting at, but I wanted to point out that I'm not implying that people like the hardcore anti-vax, where they're like they don't want any vaccines. Period. They're definitely anti this vaccine. I don't know why that is, but yeah,
that's the tricky part, right? If it's just straight up like, oh, I'm anti-polio vax, I'm like, oh, okay, you're fucking stupid. You're anti-chickenpox vax? Fucking dumbass. Everything like this, I actually I was just like, yo, this should be like getting cranked out really fast. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Everybody's playing it fast and loose, and nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's scared of shit. Yeah, I was like scared at that point, but at a certain point, I was also like, does it help? Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. It's really not that fucking big of a deal. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, sure.
By the way, as a fun thing, I'm going to throw this away in a couple of days, only because it's ratty and nobody really wanted to pick it up. But I have a Buster sword.
I hate you!
And like,
I hate you. You are intentionally trying to upset me.
It's a Buster
I can't see it, man. You're going invisible now.
You have an invisible Buster blade.
There goes. This is good. It's going to get...
All right. Let it slide down your, like... slide it down. Okay.
Pause.
How big?
Pause.
It's
still going.
Oh.
Pause.
Okay.
Big
it's
pause.
Still going. There it goes.
Pause.
It's supposed to be life size, and like, it even has the material holes right there.
I never it took me a while for that to click in my head, like when I was a kid and I was playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time.
Not every weapon is like that, but this one, it has 2 material slots and they're right there.
I like once it clicked in my head, I thought that was a really cool detail. I'm not gonna lie.
But this is actually really old. I bought it at an actual. I don't know if these stores kind of exist anymore, but there used to be a lot of like sword shops in the mall, and I don't mean weeb sword shops. I mean like where you buy like a spear or like a broadsword, but like, a not play version, but like, a replica, obviously. So you hang on your wall. And they had a gun blade in this. And I threw away the gun blade about 2 years ago. I actually love the gun blade, but that one
is such a fucking cool concept.
Well, you can't tell, but this is just painted wood. And the handle,
I thought it was Nerf foam, honestly.
The handle, it's already peeling. You kind of see it right there. It's peeling, and if I were to hold it too much, it would just break off my hand. It's already been breaking off, and it's old, and it's just wood, and it's actually already chipped like crazy on the blade.
I have told you multiple times before, and I'm going to repeat this because now I'm hoping that it has sunk in. If you want to get rid of something that is memorable like that, pause, because pay for the shipping, pay for what the fucking cost. God damn it! Let me know. Give me a heads up.
Well, this is like impossible to ship. This is like a pickup.
It is nothing
only.
is impossible to ship.
It's like a pickup only, and I don't know if you can see, but right here, it's all like kind of like rotting away. Not rotting away, but it's getting kind of nasty.
I don't give a fuck.
It's still cool, but it's bulky.
Exactly.
It's just wood. If it was metal, I would keep it. But it's just wood. It's only gonna get worse from
cool
here.
What are you talking about? It's still cool
And
fuck.
honestly, like I've never had sentimental attachment to this. I think this cost me like $20, which is money. But I think I've had $20 worth of enjoyment out of this over the past. Like, by the way, I should
There's something to be said
reiterate.
of that.
I bought
There is
this.
something to be said of that.
I bought this when I was like 15. So like I've had this about 20 years. So I've definitely got it. And like when it was newer, me and my friends, we dead ass like I think I used the gunblade. We dead ass would fight with these, and I think we hurt ourselves shit like that. So I didn't break then.
Oh, you had to. Come on, if you were a kid and you didn't at one point have like a fantasy sword fight with the homies, like did you even have a childhood?
So yeah, so I'm
big old fucking sticks. Like,
and I'm not gonna destroy this one. I'm literally gonna take it to like my alley. It's actually not that close to me, but like down to an alley, and just like leave it there.
So I am right here. I have said this multiple times, but on that note, I do actually have to ask. Okay, since this is technically speaking our Christmas stream, what is like your most poignant like Christmas morning like moment?
There was one. I don't know if you mean like
what is like when you woke up, it's Christmas, and like this shit like is like embedded in your goddamn mind.
There was one Christmas for me, and it was the Christmas of like 1992. So like some of you probably weren't even alive. I was like fucking like 5.
Was that when you turned 20?
Fuck you. I was like 5 at this time. And I'll never forget this Christmas because like it was the most Christmassy Christmas I ever had in my life to this day, basically. And we woke up. Me and my brother did. We were poor as fuck. We were like sleeping on the floor. But we woke up, and next to us on the floor was like each of us. There was like a skateboard because it's 1992. There was a Ninja Turtle skateboard, and on the skateboard were a bunch of gifts, and. The skateboard was new too, but the skateboard was a gift, and there was all these other little gifts on there. And I got like some Dick Tracy things. I loved Dick Tracy when I was younger because the movie had come out like a year or two before. The Warren Beatty Madonna Dick Tracy movie.
I didn't know that happened.
And fucking that was a good Christmas. Then I found out, not like recently, but I found out like maybe like 5 to 10 years later when I was like in junior high or high school, that my mom, who at the time, because we were she had us kind of young, and like she was younger then than I am now. So she was in her
people, the generation before us, had kids way the fuck younger than we did.
Like, mind you, I was the youngest kid, and I was already 5, so she was probably like 30, I'll assume. But anyways, and I'm trying to do the math. But anyway, she was like in her early 30s, but she's still younger than me than I am now. And I guess she had like just kind of discovered like credit cards earlier that year. So she had put all of our Christmas gifts on a credit card that she dead ass was still paying until when she told me the story when I was like in junior high or in high school. And I was like, oh, so that's why we had a good Christmas that year. But that was still my best Christmas. I know that's kind of, so I guess it was worth it.
No. When you're a kid, like that, like, tell me, I don't think you can have a soul and not say that, like, Christmas morning, like, if you had a good Christmas morning as a kid, that the amount of like dopamine and serotonin that hits you straight in the fucking soul is unparalleled. Like that is like one of like the best fucking feelings you could ever have. That's me though. But like, oh my god, Warren,
what was your best Christmas morning?
Oh man, that's hard.
Or maybe not even like the best one, but like what's like a really good
memorable one.
Yo, that shit was fucking tight. We got Hot Wheels track, right? And then my dad
How old were you?
I was like, I think I might have been probably like 8. Because
Okay.
wait, hold on. When did let's see, Power Rangers Ninja movie?
I need to see
When
when
did that
Dick
movie?
Tracy came
Ooh,
out
When the
because I'll
Ninja?
get the year
When
more.
the Ninja movie come out?
Oh,
Because I
that
got
was like in
95.
90.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know what? I was probably like 6 I was probably like 6. No, 91. I was probably like 5, yeah, 5, 6. Yeah, he bought me the Power Rangers fucking Megazord from the Ninja, the movie, the Power Rangers movie Megazord.
Oh, that was a good Megazord.
That shit was fucking lit. What else we had other ones? Let's see. Fuck man, my dad, maybe the other time when he bought us the PlayStation, when he got us the PlayStation.
Oh,
PlayStation
shit.
1. Did y'all get any Wait, hold on. Was it like you and your siblings like shared all the shit? Like, did y'all get games,
Yeah,
controllers?
it's just me and my brother.
Okay.
I don't remember
cool.
what game I got.
Oh, I heard that
remember
first
Dad-
crack. By the way, did your back crack the first time? I think I
Was
heard
that-
it. Sorry,
no.
I'm obsessed with that.
Was that back when did it come with a demo disc?
Oh yeah, it did come with a demo disc.
Bring back demo discs.
Demos are fun.
Bring
That's
back
what I
demo
think.
discs.
I think it would. No, it wasn't Skate.
Was
Skate
it the demo disc that
But-
came with the Brave Fencer Musashi demo? Because I
I
remember when I
think
got
that is Parasite E. Is he?
Yo! Oh my god! I got a demo disc. Like, it didn't have the Parasite Eve like game, but it had a trailer
Or
for it,
am I- oh,
and
Final
it
Fantasy
scared the
sorry.
shit out of me.
Final Fantasy 8.
oh,
Parasite
the
E was
Brave
fucking
Fencer
scary.
Like, because the trailer had it where like it was like a rat came out of the sewer, and this
Oh,
like
yeah.
this scene has like embedded itself. It is like ingrained in my mind.
Yeah, I
But like
remember
the
that.
rat came up, and then like the lift came up, and then like turned the entire thing inside out. And I was like, oh dear God, this is horrifying.
By the
I'm
way,
never playing this shit.
that scene bothered me. Like when I grew to know more about.
Oh, you know what, Manuel?
The Eve series.
I think-
But like,
I think it was.
what Eve?
Oh, the Musashi, Brave Fencer
I
Musashi.
think because I'm
I
looking
just
at it.
remember
They had
whatever
Xenogears.
PlayStation I got on my own because my brother got one before me. Like for a
Parasite
Christmas
Eve is Xenogears.
but I got one that had
Mm.
Final Fantasy 8 is Musashi.
because I remember playing the Musashi demo a ton, but I never really played the Musashi game. I got a Game Boy though,
Man,
like, the
Yo,
year
that game was
after
hella
that.
hard at the end. Remember? Oh, did you watch
I
me play
didn't-
that one?
I didn't watch that stream.
I had to remember how to do the little like the patterns. And
fuck
if
that
I
game.
didn't like, I fucked up hella hard because if I did not save state, I would have had to start that shit all over again. It was so fucking bad.
Is save
I
state
don't know how
cheating?
Oh, it's actually
Hell yeah, it is. It's a new
even
PlayStation
I
where
think even I think it is. It's funny because I've been doing those Mario games for the Patreon, and I'm just gonna be straight up. Like there's some I just don't think I could do that anymore. Like and I'm just like I could sit here for like 5 hours and I'll probably do it, but I don't have that. Well, even if I had that time, I wouldn't want to do it. So I save stated like beating Mario 1, and even though I did it, and that was
Oh,
my
I would never
goal.
do that.
I'm like, and mind you, I didn't save state it where it's all like I kept dying. Actually, that's basically what I did. I didn't save state every
There's
jump.
no
I
save files
state-
on that, like back then. It was like
Well-
either you beat it all in one go, or you got to restart again. Like that's how that shit was back in the day. There no
to be
fucking save
mildly
files,
fair-
no redos, no nothing.
To be mildly fair, the version that was on the Famicom Disk System did have a save system, and obviously the version I grew up with actually wasn't the NES one. It was the Mario All Stars one on Super Nintendo, and that had a save system also. So technically, I could play those versions, but I save state. I didn't save state like every jump. I save stated so I wouldn't have to like start the
that
game
one right
all
there.
over again.
That one
Yes,
has
That's the fucking.
which is the one that has skate. That was a hella
Hold up,
fun
let me
one.
find it.
Me and my uncle was
How do you
playing hella.
have
We're
those?
trying to
Did
do
you
it.
buy
But
those
basically, we're
somewhere?
playing
So
skate.
yeah, no, okay. So here's the thing. A while ago, because I always motherfucker loves collecting old shit because my data hoarding like tendencies are just expanding to everything else. I started collecting demo discs because I was like, I fucking love demo discs. I don't know what, like, I just love the fact that like back in the day you could have a magazine or like a console or some shit like that, and even if you don't have a full game, at least you have something to fuck around with. Cause like when I was a kid, like my parents could afford, like they might have been able to give me a console, but like I might have to wait for a fucking game, right? So like having a demo disc is like cool. I get something like straight out of the thing. So like cool. All right. So like fuck, these used to come in for the for the audience in old PlayStation magazines?
Oh yeah, I remember when Final Fantasy X came out. There was this epilogue that only came out in Japan called Eternal Calm, and it was like a little cutscene. Well, it was a long cutscene, it was like 15 minutes, and it was like it went in between 10 and 10-2. They've since released that and all the re-releases, but for the longest time, the only way to ever see that in the US, and they even dubbed it, was to get the PlayStation Magazine disc that had it on it. And it was a 15-minute cutscene that you will never see otherwise, and it blew my mind. I bought that issue and I watched it, and I was like, "How the fuck can this just not exist?" Because it was basically the scene where they convince you. If you play 10-2, it's the scene where they convince Yuna, like where like Riku and Pain show up, and they convince Yuna to go with them. And I'm like, how can you just not have that in the story? How is this locked behind a magazine?
I don't know who the fuck made this shit. But in one of the auctions on eBay that I managed to nab, this came with a whole fucking PlayStation binder collection filled with demo discs.
Ooh. Oh, that looks hella sick.
Oh, I'm gonna rob you for that.
Whoa.
That I wouldn't have given away.
I think I have some repeat. Oh, hey, look. The old ass original Kingdom Hearts demo disc that came in PlayStation Magazine.
Do you have the
look? He has siphon filter. Is that siphon filter right there?
Do you have the Final Fantasy X one I'm talking about?
The what one?
The Final Fantasy X one.
Oh wait, hold up.
Or, I think it's 10-2 actually, but because it's 10-2, like it was like a demo at 10-2.
Oh shit! Is that it?
That's the one. Upper left.
Oh damn, that's the one. Hey, the art looks hella nice right there.
Yeah,
who's the artist? I forget his name. He's a fucking
that's Amano. I think that's Yoshitaka Amano still.
There we go. Yeah.
But did Amano do that?
Yeah. That's actually because you could tell it's his art.
Here, hold up.
What his face is.
Oh, I can't. I couldn't see like.
Hold up here. Yeah, no, this is like classic.
Oh yeah, that is Amano.
They're all Vampire Hunter D looking.
Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's really white, like very pale white.
And everybody has blonde hair.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Everybody has blonde hair.
Of course.
But I actually
have that black hair there. He's a shill. He sold out.
I still have that disc still, just because I remember hunting that magazine down. I didn't throw that magazine away recently. That magazine just got lost over the years.
It'd be like that.
But yeah, I still have that disc.
Man, just trying not to get yelled at. That's why.
Well, there were some.
I understand the effort. Listen, I understand how much of a pain in the ass it is, just because I have like. I say that like I never went crazy with eBay. No, I went crazy with eBay, especially during the whole Amiibo era. I kept this
magazine from all the shit I threw away. This was the very first game magazine I ever bought in my life. Like,
Manuel, you're invisible. Put your hand in front of it.
There
you go.
2 and his Final Fantasy 7 cover.
Dang, dude, that's so old. Look at that art.
This is September 1997. This was the very first video game magazine I ever bought in my life from a newsstand. Like, not a newsstand. I think I bought it from CVS, but like that was brand new. I didn't buy it at a yard sale or a swap meet.
Wait, hold up.
Man, look at these Dreamcast.
Do you have any old Tips and Tricks magazines?
I threw all those away.
Back in the day, man. Yo, Tips and Tricks completely extinct. There are no cheat codes anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, and if you bought the mag, like I kept the code books just because they were funny. Like the year ones they would come out with every year. I mean to say.
Asterisk pause. For anybody who is a Zoomer and like didn't live through this golden era, there used to be this video game centric magazine called Tips and Tricks. And yes, you would have video game editorials and like, oh, hey, this new thing is coming up, blah, blah, blah.
It was mainly just the trick section, though.
Half of the entire magazine was like, it would have encyclopedic like cheats and codes for usually what were like the newest games. Sometimes they would have like old things, I guess, if they were just trying to fill up space. But it was the coolest shit because you would just buy it and then like hop into GTA or Tony Hawk Pro Skater or Iggy's Wrecking Balls or anything like that, and just pop in like big head mode, like page select mode, debug mode.
And this By the way, this magazine has a walkthrough for Final Fantasy 7, and I fucking loved it. I didn't have the game yet, but a friend of mine had it, and I played like the first disc like when they brought it over one day, and I was so obsessed that I bought it, and I fucking ruined the game for myself because I read the strategy guide like over and over until I was able to get the game myself.
Nice.
Also, it comes with a walkthrough for Clock Tower, the first Clock Tower for the PS1. So
Ooh,
that dates this magazine. Yeah, the games this has also included Tetrisphere. You remember Tetrisphere? I don't know if you remember that game. It's an N64 game where you did Tetris.
Wait, Tetrisphere?
Yes.
Did it have like some sort of like mad scientist on the front of the box?
I don't remember. Also, this game, I don't know if you can see what's in the corner there. First hands-on GoldenEye 007.
Damn. Fuck.
Oh shit! It was. I played that shit.
And then first strategy anywhere, Mortal Kombat 4, the first 3D one. This magazine's such a time capsule.
And it seems like that's why, like, even though they're just magazines, just papers and all that, but like, man, that shit is like, that is historic.
Oh,
I don't know. I love that.
This is an ad for the very first Dynasty Warriors game. It's this one and the very first Dynasty Warriors. Ah, shit, it's not going to show it. Hold on. The very first Dynasty Warriors game was a fighting game, and that's an ad for the first Dynasty Warriors game.
Yikes, dude! Look at that! Look at that!
Look at the graphics! Look at everything!
Listen, I can't see shit because of the fucking green screen effect. But what if? Wait, I feel like somebody has to have done this before. But like taking like old magazines and like taking X-Acto knives to the pages and then like publishing them.
No,
I feel like
by the way,
fucking also.
If you know where to look, every magazine is out
showing
there.
Up.
Oh, good night. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up kind of soon anyway. I didn't want to be here too long myself. But also, every magazine pretty much that's in existence is archived online somewhere, including that one. That one, that's part of the reason why I don't really care about preserving them all myself anymore. But that particular one just had very nostalgic memories. Because I was like I remember like reading. I remember like taking that into the bathroom with me and reading, like pooping and everything.
Oh, deadass, absolutely.
So yeah, it's like gotta go in the bathroom and see how to beat Sephiroth, even though I don't have the game yet. You know,
Sephiroth, talk about emerald, like how to beat emerald weapon, ruby weapon.
But who needs to know how to fight Sephiroth? You just beat his ass with Omni Slash at the end.
I know Sephiroth is just a weak ass boss battle.
Spoilers.
Emerald weapon though, ruby weapon.
You only. Yeah,
Ruby Weapon's bullshit because Ruby Weapon's the one that knocks two of your people out right away, basically.
That's why you killed him. You killed him. You kill two people, leave Cloud alive. Okay? So he can't suck up anybody and kill your strongest dude.
And then, like, you're good after that because, like you just abuse the enemy AI.
No, what you do is the easiest way to beat him. You W summon Hades and Knights of the Round, because Hades. Yeah. Ruby Weapon's susceptible to stop or whatever the thing is where he stops. I don't know if it's actual stop, but like in Hades gives you all the status effects. So if you summon Hades, it'll stop Ruby Weapon and then Knights of the Round and do that each turn. You could do Knights of the Round twice, but if you want to like time it yourself. But if you keep doing Hades and Knights of the Round, if you take Hades Knights of the Round, he'll never unstop because he'll unstop, wait for his turn, and then Hades shows up and just like knocks him the fuck out again.
Oh my god! I forgot how busted that fucking game was and how they programmed it to be fucking busted.
Yeah, and then you put Final Attack Phoenix, because if you have Final Attack Phoenix, like summon Phoenix, it summons Phoenix and then it revives you.
Revives everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yo! On that note, I forgot that. Warren, did you get a chance to play the Dungeon Fighter Arxis beta?
Because what's is it only on? It's only on console.
PS5 or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
and I don't have a PS5. I do want to play it though. That game looks hella fun.
Yo, we need to start a campaign. We need to start spamming Arc System Works to fucking like bring beta tests to PC gamers.
Yeah, right. I was like, what the fuck? Well, I was like, well, I guess I'm just not gonna play because I can't do it. Like I don't have a PlayStation 5. Like, why PlayStation 5?
Apparently, it's like full Kusa game mode.
I keep crazy.
I keep seeing busted ass fucking yeah. The fucking grappler is literally like fucking dive kick, grab, throw you over, and you just keep fucking repeating the shit over and over again.
He's the character that I want to play too.
Doesn't that game have like a 2024 release? I'm like, doesn't have a crazy far off release.
Probably not, honestly. If they already,
I don't
if
even know
they
what.
just did the
I
beta.
think it's 2024 because I remember reading about them. Like, why release something now?
Let's see. DNF dual.
Well, then
release
again,
date.
Strive went through like a
Summer
couple.
2022.
Are you sure?
That's their goal. That's what it says right here on Google.
Maybe I read something else then. Anyway, let's do the question of the day before we kind of wrap it up.
What's the
Hot
question of the
cocoa,
day?
apple
Well,
cider,
no,
or
fuck
eggnog?
that. I didn't get a chance to say my most fucking
you're right.
memorable
Sorry.
Christmas.
Yeah, Manuel.
We got distracted with your fucking demo discs. Keep going.
Okay.
Out.
What are y'all's favorite consoles growing up as a kid?
As a kid. Okay, does teenagers count?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, from getting Christmas presents from your parents, and that is how I will connect this to my own experience.
Okay, then mine would just be it's the very first the PSX, the very first PlayStation.
Okay, Manuel.
Technically the Game Boy, but if you're talking console, it'd be the Sega Genesis.
All right, cool, perfect, immaculate. All right, so
I'll
start with
I'm still here.
Okay, you're good. So my whole thing was like my parents always like fucking tease me for this. I would only get like one big thing per year, if that, like on Christmas. My parents broke as fuck, like like in much the same fucking scenario where it's like, yo, when I was 3 years old, and that was the first Christmas I can remember. Living in like a jank ass apartment, only had like a mattress on the floor, and like fucking gunshots outside, and like woke up. And like the biggest thing that I was like, oh my god, it's Thomas Tank Engine train set. But I couldn't say Thomas Tank Engine, so I call it Choo-Choo.
Choo-Choo.
But like thereafter, I was like, any single time it was like Christmas, I was like, this is my chance to get a fucking video game console. First one, Sega Genesis, absolutely. It was when I was like 4, I believe. And because I was a stupid child, the only reason I knew about it is because like my older, cooler cousins were playing like Sonic the Hedgehog and shit like that, and like I was like, oh my god, there's this game that came out. It's Sonic, and there's a red Sonic. I want that.
Knuckles.
I want the red Sonic.
Yeah, but I called it Sonic and Red Sonic.
I want Knuckles.
And then like my dad's entire thought pattern with that was like, okay, well, like if he doesn't want it, I'll play it.
Well,
oh my god.
I fucking love.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
But like,
he is not wrong.
But like the whole like PSX era, like here's this thing. Like after I got like old enough to like memorize, actually like build memories. I don't know if it was actually then. They might have done it before then, but my parents would do this thing where it's like, they would leave, like they would put the shit under the bed on the tree, but only after I was asleep. And they would also leave like a trail of like glitter across the floor, so it looked like that's where Santa was fucking walking, right? And I played along with this up until I was like even 14. I was like, fuck it, I want to keep this magic alive. I don't give a shit. But like the fucking PSX era, I was like, first thing I got and asked for was that was when Crash Bandicoot 3 came out. Like that was that year. I was a little bit late on the jump.
That game was tight.
It was. How much more fucking tight was it when I found out the guy named Cheat Code on the main menu screen for Crash Bandicoot Warped, and it brought the fucking first stage of Spyro.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like a specific.
Spyro was fun too.
Because like Spyro, because they did the same thing. It was those two studios. They were buddies. So like they put each other's demo inside of each other's game. So like if you had Spyro, there was like a way to like unlock a Crash Bandicoot Warped demo, and if like you were in that, you could like, if you were Crash Bandicoot Warped, boom, unlock the whole fucking first world pretty much of Spyro. And it was the coolest shit ever. Sick. Like that was like, oh god, like the feeling of child wonderment in those phases and all that. Waking up and I was like, oh man, maybe I was good, maybe not, whatever. And then you wake up and you see like whole fucking PlayStation when you wake up. Oh my god, the dopamine unparalleled. It's amazing. Goddamn love Christmas.
It's literally that Nintendo 64 kid.
Exactly. Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is how it feels like, though.
I remember when I got my I got a Nintendo 64 kind of late. I was still definitely like, it was still active. I think it was like 2000, 2001. I was, and there was a place near me. It was like it was a warehouse. I don't know if you know what warehouses are. It's like it's spelled like
Was it a
where,
CD warehouse?
but it's spelled like where, as in like the where is it warehouse, and it's a music
Oh,
store
okay.
that it's a music like eventually it became like a conglomerate with Tower Records and FYE and so on. But it was its own
Oh,
place.
Tower Records.
Back in the
The
day,
CD
though,
warehouse?
yeah, back in the day, warehouse was the only place you could really buy used things. That was kind of its big thing. You would sell
Yeah, that
them.
did take a while to catch on.
But anyways, at this particular warehouse, they did sell video games, and they had an N64. And I guess it was still mildly current, and it was like $80. It was brand new. It was the one that was like with 2 controllers, and it came with like fucking Ocarina of Time or some shit. I don't know what the fuck it came with. And I bought it. I'll never forget. I brought it home, and my nephew, who was probably like 3 or 4, my sister's kid, I mean, and which ages everyone like right there, because my nephew's like in his 20s now, but I remember I brought it home, and he was so mad. And this was around Christmas time, by the way. It's like days before Christmas, and I brought it, and he was so he saw it, and then like when I showed up to Christmas, he's like, "Where's my N64? You didn't get me my N64. Where's my Nintendo?" And for years, like until he was like 6 or 7, he didn't like me because he thought I bought an N64 and never gave it to him. That's my
Lol.
that's my N64 Christmas story, and it wasn't even for him. It was like, "Fuck you, it's my Christmas gift." For me, me to me.
Oh, you thought this was yours? Damn, that sucks to suck.
My
Damn, I was like,
my ex girlfriend got me a Wii for Christmas a few years back, and it was like its second year of the Wii,
Ooh.
whatever. But I remember that was another fun Christmas, obviously X stuff aside, because I remember like we all had decent money enough at that time, as in we all, I mean me and my ex, and we bought a lot of gifts for each other, and we even bought gifts for our pets, and we like.
Oh yeah.
And I remember even like trying to show them and get them excited, but they didn't fucking care. Like a hamster's not gonna react to us opening their treat or whatever. They're gonna be like, "Oh, give that to me now."
Oh, a hamster. Okay, I thought you meant like a dog or
Oh,
a
no.
cat or
Wait,
something.
yeah.
A dog would react. A dog or a cat would be probably like, "Ah, shit, got me some catnip, got me a bone, or got me whatever you buy a dog." I don't know.
I had a weird phase where one of my exes would, and this is after I was starting to like get disillusioned with anime because I was like, this shit is all the same thing. They would consistently keep buying me fucking anime figures, and I was just like, it's just I don't want this. We have a million of these. I don't want this. Why are you giving this to me?
Like, we're breaking
They're like,
up the
here's
street.
a Bleach. This is a Bleach figure right here. You're like, I don't even like this series, but fuck it. I guess we just have to take it.
I can't believe people are actually excited over this fucking continuation.
Yeah, there was,
I mean, I've seen that through the internet right now, and like they had this meme where it shows like this giant like towering over like this human, and like Bleach, and then Bleach is the giant, and then the little person's like anime in 2022, and I was like, I was like, y'all must have forgot that this fucking manga fucking sucked at the like. I mean, it started to fucking suck. Like I was like, you guys really like? I was like, I'm so willing to give it a chance, but it's not that like when everyone's like Bleach, it's like it's not good. Like it isn't good. If the longevity of a fight is because a guy just happens to just have like 3 final forms, and your power just coincidentally counters his power, and then his power just coincidentally counters yours, and then magically like look at this new power that I got that coincidentally just counters your new ability. And I'm just like, nah, this is fucking stupid. Like, I'm down with shonen shit, and I don't give a fuck. And the main character fucking sucks. Like, I don't give a fuck about Ichigo.
Listen, you spit this motherfucker spitting right here, okay? That's what I gotta say. Because that is the exact same shit that happened with fucking Naruto. You get like 7 fucking power-ups, and none of them are fucking deserved. And here's the thing. Like, power-ups in shonen, it goes together. No! You get power-ups after a moment of character development, goddammit. Goku goes through, exhausts his entire... He empties a full fucking clip, and his best friend has to fucking die. to get to Super
Krillin.
Saiyan. That's what happens to that. Fucking Gohan goes through 200 plus episodes of fucking like knowing that there's something latent inside of him and training and constantly grinding and getting his ass beat. And finally, it's like, God damn it, I don't even like the fight. And it's like, God damn it, I don't want to kill you. And it's like, oh, you don't want to kill me? I'm going to kill everybody in front of you. And then, boom. It's deserved. Fucking, that's 2 power-ups. That's 2 significant plot fucking deviating power-ups. Naruto is just like 8 million different fucking power-ups just to fucking carry the story.
Like,
none of it's deserved.
You have to remember, it also in Bleach, Ichigo is like the 3 most powerfulest things put together. He's a
4,
Hollow,
possibly 5,
and a Quincy.
Anytime he's like, hey, he needs a power upgrade. Oh, he's another thing. Oh, he's a Shinigami. Oh, he's a Hollow. Oh, he's a Quincy. Oh, he's a Fullbringer.
Oh yeah, I forgot Fullbringer too. That's that. People, and I was like, I don't even know how people were excited for this. It fucking sucked. The ending fucking sucked. He defeated his grandpa, who became a god. He's like,
I mean, it was cool that Zangetsu
cool
that came back,
cool
and it was like, oh, that's Ewok or whatever. Okay, that's cool. But like, what? Like, it's just like every single time, like y'all need to like put the fucking plot up. It just becomes another thing. What? Dumb as hell.
Yep, that's why I'm just like, I don't understand the Bleach hype. I was like, y'all have to take off your nostalgia glasses and read that manga because
it's good.
I enjoyed it. Like the other characters I enjoyed, but eventually it just became a Naruto.
I'll watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I will probably watch it just because like the trailer had the original OST song, which is like a fucking banger. It's like, you gotta be the center of attraction, or whatever the fuck that track goes. It just that shit just goes hard as fuck. Animation looks good. OST sounds good. Looks nice. And also apparently Aizen and Ichigo team up in the last fight. So I'll watch that.
I hope they change it. Like I hope that they change, because the manga fucking sucked. Like towards the end, it started to fucking suck. Like they had some really cool concepts. Remember Division Zero? And there's
a bunch. That's the thing. Kubo is amazing at good concepts. Fucking execution, dog shit.
Yeah, it's bad. Remember they only come out when Soul Society's in trouble. I was like, well, remember when Aizen was doing shit? They just like, yo, you can handle it. And then remember, and then when the Quincy's came, they're like, y'all can handle it. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, y'all coming up here? Oh yeah, we're gonna help you guys out now. I'm like, oh, how? Like, where the translation went totally wrong because these guys made it sound like they're the strongest guys on earth, and they come when trouble starts, when real trouble, when no one could handle it. But when they couldn't handle it, they still didn't like show up.
You remember that whole time where like they had a whole arc, and it was like the best arc. And because they kidnapped Ichigo's one of Ichigo's friends, and he had to go to Soul Society to save her. And then fucked up shit happened, and then they ran away to the underworld version of Mexico. And then they're like, oh man, we need a reason for Ichigo to come over here. It's like, okay, let's take his other best friend that has fucking life hack skills, like literally reality breaking powers. Like, okay, cool. We do that. She's the princess in the castle, all right? Sure, whatever. Then they all come in, blah, 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 and then the main bad guy's like, you know what? I don't need this power no more. What?
And then remember the arc after that when they're like, hey, guess full bringing, that's so cool. You could, and even a human can use it. And guess what? Your boy Chad and Orihime, guess what? They're actually using full bringing powers, and it wasn't your thing. Right, and I was like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" And then later, the guy's like, "Haha, Ichigo, I trained you so I could steal all your powers. Whoa, I manifested all your powers so I could steal it and become strong." And then he's like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do to you and your friends?" And the captains are like, "Here we are. We're gonna come down here and fight with you." And they're like, "Oh, that's it." Like, he manifested your power so he could steal it from you, and then you call all your boys from the other world from Soul Society came to come help you defeat them, and then it ended that arc. and they straight went to the Quincy arc after that. It
You
was
know
so
what?
fucking stupid.
See, that would have actually. Now that you're saying it, that would have made sense if the dude who brought Ichigo's powers back was the main bad guy of the next arc. That would make sense. Because he
They
gave
just
up all
beat
his
his ass
powers.
and then they forgot him.
He just fucking disappeared. That's it. He's not Aizen. But, like, that would have made sense. It's like, okay, cool. I need superpower, and this motherfucker's broken to shit, so I'm going to give him his powers back, but not going to tell him, like, that I'm an asshole.
Yeah. Okay, we went hell off the rails.
I was
But
saying, I couldn't find a
that-
Kubo should just stick. He should just transition to being a fashion designer. I'm just saying now. He should just transition because he's cool. He is great at drawing cool shit. He is awful at fucking stories.
hot cocoa, apple cider, or eggnog.
So
Do we have to rank them?
No, just which one do you prefer?
Cider, cocoa, eggnog. Those
Cider,
are my.
cocoa,
That's
eggnog?
how I rank it from
Really?
top to
Daniel?
Cider
from best to worst. Yes, I love apple cider, but then that's because as a kid I only got. But that was like something like that was fucking special.
I always
because-
associate apple juice with pee, but
Well,
I
it
can't
totally
remember-
it totally translate over to all the shit that you've been talking for the last like every time we've been doing.
wait, no.
our streams.
If that's what you associate it with, then that should be your favorite.
Yeah, that's what
I can't.
yeah,
I can't remember
yeah,
which
you're right.
movie it was, but there was a movie where somebody was like, I think like they were kind of pranking someone. They like they
Was it-
they
Was it
peed.
Dumb and Dumber? Was it a Jim Carrey movie? I feel like it was a Jim Carrey
I think it
movie.
was where somebody like was peeing, but they were like pouring apple juice into a cup and they drank it, and it was
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
it was it wasn't some obscure thing. It was a big movie, but I don't know which one it was. But anyways, ever since then I've
Don't
always, and
drink
I saw that really young, and I always associated with apple juice with pee. But ladies, what's your ranking? I guess hot cocoa, apple cider, eggnog.
So here's the thing. I think I've said this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. I'm that obnoxious motherfucker who is like, who like
don't like
avoids sugar like the fucking plague because I'm
Oh,
keto.
you're that person.
So I've always struggled with this. Is the thing because like you can't have fucking hot cocoa, apple cider, or eggnog regularly, like and have it be like fucking keto friendly just because of like the shit that it's made out. That said, the thing that I managed to get out of all of these that is that I don't feel like just like shit after having. There is sugar-free apple cider, and I'll put like a little bit of cloves in there, maybe like I don't know, a little bit of lemon zest, and that shit fucking hits. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. After that,
Really
after that I definitely have to say hot cocoa. Because hot cocoa is the only other thing that I'd be willing to drink over the cold season. Eggnog for me is legitimately like I have one glass a year, and that is enough. After that, it's an overload. I can't take more than one glass.
I don't think the funny thing about eggnog, and I'll say this right now, I think I've had 2 to 5 glasses in my life.
Yeah,
and I don't think I dislike them. For the record, I don't think I dislike them, but I haven't had it. Even the last of that glass, the last of those glasses, I mean to say, was definitely within 4 to 10 years, somewhere in that. I know these are giant windows, but I'm just
that shit is heavy.
I don't remember. I don't remember eggnog enough. I don't remember disliking it, so that'll be a third, I guess.
And mind that's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Either way, like it's something that I can't have.
I've never had the alcoholic version. You think I would have? You think that'd be something obvious? I love Christmas, but it's I remember there was a year where my mom was looking for the alcoholic version of eggnog to bring to the Christmas. She doesn't drink, but she was gonna bring it to like, as her like thing to the family thing.
Right.
And she couldn't find it. Eventually, she did. I found it for her, and I bought a bottle for myself to try it. I don't remember what happened to that bottle. I think I took it to a con, probably ALA, because I was close to Christmas. I think I took it to a con. Either somebody else drank the whole thing, or just through the mystery of the con, it disappeared. I didn't drink it, but I did not find it when we were packing up again. So more than likely, somebody just drank it. Somebody in the hotel, which is fine. I think it cost like $10. But I'm pretty sure somebody in the hotel was probably like, while I was gone, or maybe I was too drunk to even know they were drinking it. And they were all like, "Oh, let's drink the eggnog," and they just finished the bottle.
It was probably already drank and then got thrown away, honestly. But
Yeah,
that shit,
because I never saw
it
it.
has the consistency of melted ice cream. Like it is
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking, I
remember
gotta
it's
go to like a
whipped cream in
different
the
language.
milk.
I gotta say pesado. Like that shit feel pesado in your goddamn stomach. Feel like it's weighing you down.
Apple cider is funny because I don't like apple cider on its own. I think it mixes very well with alcohol, which is funny because it's the opposite of the eggnog thing. You could actually get. I
Because
actually
again,
have,
it's not heavy. It doesn't have that density of like the heavy cream and shit.
yeah, I have an apple cider whiskey over there in the corner that I might take to ALA because I don't feel like drinking it before ALA. But yeah, that's somewhere in the middle. But hot cocoa, I haven't had hot cocoa in many years. Actually, I'm lying. I think I've gotten it like at stores, like it's what I get at Starbucks most of the time, or it's what I get because I don't like coffee. I actually don't like. That's the funny thing. I don't like coffee. So when I was younger, my dad used to like going to donut shops in the morning when he'd take me to school. If and when he would drive me.
Did y'all
And
just throwing
get
up.
kolaches?
No, and we don't have kolaches here. We have just donuts. So or ham
Man,
and cheese croissants or whatever. But
man,
I would get like a donut and a
y'all
hot
ain't living.
chocolate. A donut and a hot chocolate. That would be my normal thing. Or milk.
Yeah, I know
But-
the feeling. Because my
but-
parents did the same thing.
I never liked coffee. I remember when I was younger, just like other things, they're like, well, when you get older, you're like coffee. I'm like, no, I never grew into it.
No, I love coffee when I was a kid. My parents didn't like let me drink it though, because it was like the whole stunning or gross shit.
Yeah.
But, like,
And thanks to Christmas coming up, I'm sure I'll have another handful, maybe one of the 2 or 3 Starbucks gift cards that I'm going to use over the course of the year. Not buying, or if I buy coffee, it'll be like a frozen drink that just I'm basically buying a shake that has a coffee undertaste. You know what I mean? I don't like
so
coffee.
if somebody gives you frozen hot chocolate, what is that? What is
Isn't that a
that?
shake? Isn't that just isn't that frozen hot chocolate? That's just a fucking chocolate shake.
Thank you, thank you. Because I keep seeing this shit everywhere, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you say cold hot cocoa? So you mean chocolate milk? You mean fucking chocolate milk? That's what that is.
Oh yeah, and when I was younger, I used to be obsessed with the differences of the way that you could do with hot cocoa. Like I would be obsessed with brands because like I forget what the other brand was, but there's like Carnation that I don't think that I've bought in years. Swiss Miss or whatever. That's what
Yeah,
everyone
there's
talks
Swiss
about.
Miss, there's Carnation, Great
I
Value.
prefer Carnation, and I remember I used to always get upset when they'd buy the Swiss Miss, but I think it's all I've had in the past, like my adult life. I don't know if they still make Carnation.
Wait,
I'm sure they do.
wait. So you're telling me you don't, when you have hot chocolate, you don't have abuelitas hot chocolate?
Oh, it's funny because you would think that would be obvious. I've seen abuelitas more as like memes in my adult life than I ever have as a child. Like we always had like a box of it like in the cupboard. We always
It's
had
a
it.
fucking like brick.
Yeah, but I don't remember ever really having it myself. I think my dad would drink it, so he every once a year we go through the whole box.
Oh
So,
yeah.
That's not the thing you had regularly. But the hot chocolate packets, you would fucking just make those. I would have that for breakfast. That was like every fucking day. And I used to be like, I used to like, I forgot what the hell I would do. Basically, I would not dilute it. I'd make it more concentrated and put less than of the water or the milk that they would suggest, so that it would just be a much richer, like chocolate.
You got any
taste.
leftover Halloween candy? Put like a little bit of Hershey bar in
and
there.
then like exactly, I was supposed to say like I would melt other chocolate in there. I would try putting other things in there. I would, obviously there's marshmallows, shit like that. I always fuck around. Like I used to, and I don't dislike it with water, but it's definitely different with water than milk. And depending on my mood, I would prefer one or the other. Like some days I wouldn't want it to be all sweet and creamy. I'd want it to be more watery, so I put water instead.
Like, yeah, because like maybe like you just want to get warmed up.
Yeah.
Versus like having like feeling like you have a whole meal. Incidentally, shout outs to Abuelita's fucking hot chocolate. If you have a chance, if it's available to you. But yeah, it is worth bringing out the little saucepan, put a little bit of water in there, take the fucking brick of like hard ass goddamn Abuelita's chocolate, crack that shit, put like half of it in there, let it boil over, a little bit of milk in there. It is ungodly. It is so fucking good. Have that with some huevos with chorizo. Oh my god, you fucking living.
I think I need to try Abuelitas again because like I definitely had it in my life. Not saying I haven't, but I could tell you for sure it's been a handful. It's probably been about as many times as eggnog, and the last time was definitely when I was a child. It was not It was not at all recent. It's been like
for sure.
decades. I should buy one.
Listen, if
just-
they got a
just try
sugar-free
it.
version, I would have been buying them. I would have been stockpiling that shit.
That being said, I don't like chocolate alcohol drinks, which do exist, believe it or not.
Oh no, yeah.
And they're almost all nasty.
This is
that always
like
just feel
dessert
them
or
just
whatever.
vomited up. But anyways, to wrap it up, that's a little Christmas stream. I can't wait till we come back for other shit next year. Hopefully all the other shit is sorted out. I'm gonna say this right
Somehow
now.
we went the entire stream without spoiling anything from Spider-Man No Way Home.
I remember when I didn't do this for this one, but I remember when
Y'all shut
Star
the
Wars
fuck
came
up.
out. When the first Star Wars came out, not the first Star Wars, but the fucking.
No, you probably did remember when the first Star Wars came out.
I'm not that old. No, the fucking the Force Awakens, when that came out, I'll never forget. I was so like, don't
Man,
tell
from 10
anyone
years.
spoilers. But I wanted to spoil the movie somehow. So me and Tipu, a friend of mine, Tipu, who I actually went to see it. I think we got a chat with Tiffany, who's been in some streams with us. I think I don't know. I think and definitely Warren knows her because she's been around like cons and shit like that. We got a chat with her, and we just spoiled the whole movie to her. And we didn't really
What's
ask
there
her
to spoil? It's literally the first Star Wars movie.
because
Again.
at the time nobody knew that Han Solo died. By the way, spoilers, but that movie's old now. But no one knew that Han Solo died, and that
Were you
Kylo
saying
Ren
an older mentor figure died in the first part of a Star Wars
Exactly.
trilogy? Star Wars is like 90% mid. Can we
Also-
fucking like come to grips with this? Most of it is mid.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like Star Wars, and I mentioned this before. I like
KOTOR.
Star Wars.
KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, great. A couple of the novels, also great. But the thing is, it's like most of it is not even worth being mad about.
I like Star Wars for what it is, but I think people take it too seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, next year we'll come back with some shows. We'll see what happens. I won't even announce the schedule because it's still weeks away. But hopefully we see you all at ALA. We have 3 panels there, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap it up there. I gotta go do something else in a minute. So let's peace out in a bit. Merry Christmas. Or your cat's gone.
Merry Christmas.
Even though I think by the time, oh no, this will be uploaded by Christmas. It'll be up by Christmas Eve. If you want to watch
Actually,
it,
I owe you an upload too.
yeah, I haven't uploaded it because you never haven't given it to me. The last gaming
I
one,
want to talk about manual.
which is fine because it was the last one. Like we still have like,
Wild Arms Deuce.
but anyways,
Okay.
They
Anyways,
came out with another Wild Arms?
there's 5 of them actually. But anyways, fun fact: Wild Arms, the people who made that make Valkyria Chronicles now. So
That explains a lot.
so yeah.
Like a lot.
Anyways, that's it. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Ed and Ken, the current patrons. Keep supporting us on Patreon. We have the Mario streams and the bullshit streams. Some of the Mario streams will be delayed. I tell you that right now because my audio wasn't working and I had to re-record a couple. Oops. But scheduling wise, a lot of stuff's been going well for me so far. Unless I sleep for 3 days straight, I think I'm really caught up. So yeah, I should have time for it. Then everything breaks. I shouldn't have said anything. I jinxed it.
I would say, if
Anyways.
you sleep for 3 days, you probably need it.
If I sleep for 3 days, I'm probably dead by the end of it. Look at your cat.
This
that
is
the
my
nice
goth
cat?
daughter.
Is that your nice cat? Is it the mean, the baby that's
This
a
is-
brat?
This is the goth daughter. This is the Raven. The Starfire is underneath the Kotatsu right now.
Oh, she's gone. You have a kotatsu like a fucking weeb?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually a kotatsu. Fucking weeb.
Listen, as soon as I got my own apartment, I was literally like, this is on my bucket list. It's like, no, I want a fucking Kotatsu. And yes, it does plug in on the wall and it has a space heater underneath it so I can be under here. And it's got a whole fucking goddamn comforter and it's fucking warm and cozy. And yes, I do fall asleep while it's on.
Is it as annoying as other space heaters?
It's comfy as shit, annoying my ass.
No, because I don't know if you know about space heaters. They're like a power hog in some places. They can fuck up some outlets. It blew a breaker when we plugged one in a few weeks ago. So yeah.
No, I never had a problem with that. I don't know nothing about that. I'm comfy as fuck.
Well, are you smart and actually plugging it directly into the wall? Because if you plug it into an
Yeah.
outlet, apparently the plug even tells you this, but like stupid people plugged it into a power strip and it blew out a breaker. But that's a story for the day.
Nope,
And
straight into the
another-
wall.
And then another friend of mine plugged it into a power strip and it
Cringe breaker.
melted.
Oh God.
Oh, it's warm.
But that's the story for the day. Be careful with space heaters, everyone. And also, you might have a lower level space heater because it's like,
You think I'd pay for a lower level space heater?
it's like a fucking.
Also,
oven.
you act like I bought the thing, the table first, and then the space heater later, and I jimmy rigged it. No, all of this came together. This is meant to be.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure.
Attached to it.
I'm willing to bet that that's not the kind of space heater you buy like as an outside appliance, because you don't need to generate as much heat if it's like enclosed. You know what I mean to say?
Exactly. It's very comfy. It is meant to be underneath this.
Anyway.
And I get to like take out the fucking quilt and everything once it's not as cold.
I'm gonna touch your butt into there. Anyways.
I don't understand how if I'm sitting.
Wow.
I'm gonna don't ask questions. Anyways, I'll touch Warren's butt.
This guy said, "Don't ask questions."
Yeah.
Okay, peace out. We'll wrap it up. Love you all. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Oh, a Merry Christmas! Woo!
I mean, Christmas.
You gonna shoot someone?
Merry Chrysler!
Chrysler.
Chris Quantica.